Din, 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 din. Don't go changing. But if you close your eyes, nothing's changed. But if you close your eyes, like nothing is the same. But if you close your eyes, Awaken 23! Kundalini's Awaken 23, that's so cool. They renewed the subscription 2 days ago. Thank you, bro. Sup, good morning. Just early, it's just 7:15. I didn't go live yesterday, and I wasn't going to go live today, because I've got a lot of readings to catch up on, and it's the last day of the month. So I have to do them today. But then I thought, no, rather put in a 2-hour live. Early one quickly, because it's the last day of the month as well. Otherwise, not much. I spent the whole day yesterday doing readings, cleaning, reading, and it's like get my home like spotless for March. And I'm going to build myself an ashram, like a meditation spot. Like a cool one with crystals and little Buddha figurines. And yourself, what have you been up to? What have you been doing in the last? Well, it'll be 48 hours since I was live last. Emil! Danita! Good morning! Katie! How are you this fine day? It's Thursday here, Thursday morning. It would be Wednesday for you guys. Sup, Manu? Jess, Prince. Serene Starseed! Sup, Katie? It's like, DVC, I'm like, what do you, not ask DVC, I asked Kundalini. I thought I asked you. I'm really asleep right now. I'm like sick. First cup of coffee still kicking in. Because right now, I saw the thing which says the thing you shared live to encourage more viewers to share. I'm like, I thought you were saying, I'm encouraging more viewers to share. I'm like, thanks. Like I'm reading the things as if they're things. You know what I'm saying. Hannah, ray of sunshine. That's so funny. Because yesterday someone was something and then I started singing. A drop of golden sun, me, a name, spiritual shampoo. What? Pepe Sylvia. That's so cool. Pepe Sylvia's here. Not a subscriber, so won't talk to us. But I love Pepe Sylvia. You guys know what that's from. From Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There is no Pepe Sylvia. It's like I had to go upstairs, put the mail in Thingy's hand. I knocked. I'm like, so yeah, whatever. It's like, there is no one upstairs. So this whole place is a big shit. It's so true. It's so funny. When comedy does that, like some crazy outlandish little monologue, but it actually sums up the singularity of it all. Ta-da! It's great. Eh? Sunny in Philadelphia is definitely one of my top 2. So it's like Rick and Morty and Sunny in Philadelphia. Like I'm sure they've got a formula where each character is given a season. And then, because it's to do with them cottoning onto ideas and just going with it, and then, or being completely against it. I'm telling you, there's a formula there. Like a season chaotic formula. Like if winter, summer, and autumn team up against thingy, then this is the natural code of what happens. And it's full on like 15 seasons already. And I never knew Danny DeVito to be like that before this series. She's a hood. I was gonna marry that whore. Funny stuff. Tanya Kelly, thank you so much for like spiritual shampoo. Thank you so much. The Isaiahs. Top of the morning to you. Sup, Con. Firebender Wayne. Ashley. Sup, Cynthia. Rochelle. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Never get me on my level. Dun, 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 do a thing. And so shampoo, I think it's Wednesday evening there sometime. DVC, yeah, DVC's here as well. Because it's inevitable that eventually one day you guys are going to be like, okay, this is boring. I'm bored of Garth. And then you'll just be like, okay, sorry, I couldn't make it. I had things to do. It's true. It'll be like a few months from now. I'll be sitting here by myself, going, "That was a good time I had. I was a spiritual somebody. I was a contender." No, but this has set me up for life. No matter what happens, this whole thing can dissipate now, and it won't actually change anything. So if we all outgrow each other, it's okay. It's all right. Waiting for you. We were waiting for you. And then from tomorrow, if 45 minutes earlier, 6 o'clock on the dot, I've got a new thing where alarm goes at 5:30. I get up and do coffee. Got a whole quick workout routine, quick 10-minute meditation, and then I'm gonna go live. And it's gonna be clockwork every single day. And it's only gonna be 3 hours spiritual shampoo. Only 3 hours, no longer. And I'm gonna stop. Then I'm doing my readings, and then I'm cleaning. I've got a whole life routine a day, and it's just gonna repeat. It's gonna rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. Then it's cleaning time, then it's eating time, then it's meditation time. Oh, yeah, great idea, Garth. Why do you meditate after you eat? Oh, you're right. Kind of stupid. Wrapping up some work while I'm here. Awesome. Wrapping up some work. Is there any interesting plans in the near future? BBC? Shampoo, maybe? Got anything interesting happening? I don't know. Maybe a road trip of some kind? Absolutely, DVC. Dude, but that's just confirmation, hey? Straight up. Like, oh, what's that? Like, the humans are, like, very much, like, you're busy staring at, like, 50 billion levels into a light particle on some off plane of existence somewhere. And it's like, what's that? The bat signal. Earth sends off this thing, and you're like, cool, bring my dragon. I'm going to downgrade my energies. Confirmate in so many ways. Especially the like, because you've been, like, 2 months now, you've been coming forth with very adept, on point of, response. It makes sense, basically. It makes sense a lot of the people hear that. And then yesterday, the one girl had a forest. I thought about that for the rest of the day. The way, the actual personality of the forest, the way that the forest, because by looking into the forest's intelligence, I can look into DNA. Actually what DNA is and how it functions, and how I would seed life using DNA. It's very cool, eh? Like, just the way that subtleties change, like the roots can lift slightly and change the forest floor so that when you're walking, you walk slightly different. Bree, good morning. That's so cool, Bree. Thank you for that enthusiasm. As opposed to, oh, it's you. That's the complete opposite. It's fantastic. So then the forest, you know what I'm trying to say? And then you realize from the forest how important all your moments are, how subtle they are. Like, are you cognitive? Have you got to focus? Are you going somewhere? Or do life's little ups and downs send you off on another journey? And then the frustration. I was watching some of the initiations where a person can get stuck in that forest because the forest will literally rotate itself, rotate its trees, so you actually don't know and then you'll cry, frustrated, and then the forest will go quiet, waiting for you to have that moment where you lift yourself up and you go, I'm not giving up, and then the forest will have like between two trees there'll be a bit more light, and then you'll go, oh, let me go this way, and it's just the tree will interface with your mind. And actually shift slightly, and lighting will change, wind will go through a certain part to catch your attention, and it's all mind echoes. And so that by the time you leave the forest, you know how to relate to yourself abstractly when it comes to the universe's relationship with you. Because that's what that forest does, reality does, 100%. I would say that forest is a 14th dimensional conscious entity. And I could write a whole book on that. I never ever heard of that mythology. Like, I've never seen that sequencing of, culture basically. I could just channel other cultures and some of their themes. Like off-world shenanigans. No, it's a terrible name. Boozer! What? Literally, I'm a rainbow now. I literally am a rainbow now. That's so funny. I'm a rainbow too. But I wouldn't be surprised, Boozer. Me and my wife are talking about your I was telling you about your beads yesterday. How they're magical. Golden light pours out of them. Yesterday was it's so cool. We're in like a clarity thing now. I know I'm the tooth fairy. Not tooth fairy, what is that thing that sneaks around? And like blesses things. But it knows, there's lots of ways of seeing it. Like you can pretend you've time traveled into your own life. Only you know though, that kind of thing. Because the impact I have on people today will create my tomorrow. So, just forget people and just create for yourself. It's facilitate. You know what I'm trying to say? Basically, you just Jimmy reality. God's like, you're such a faithful being. It's like, yeah, I know. I act like everyone's me. God's like, well, technically they're individual souls. I'm like, no, they're just me. I prefer to skip that and say it's me. And God's like, Zah, you got a perfect karmic score. Oh. You know, it's also a shift in perception. It's not, maybe it's, I know it's not, I know it is true. But it'd be funny if it wasn't true. Like, people are individuals. You can't just treat them like abstract karma. Even though it's still going to equate to that. You can't experience something unless it's your exact karma. Hectic Brie. I felt huge things yesterday. I spent probably an hour yesterday elating myself and sending all my subscribers abstract luck, abstract goodness. I don't want it to be money. If you prefer a psychological alignment, whatever the individuals needed. I was trying to send lots of that yesterday. It was actually quite overwhelming because it was a whole new energetic dispensation yesterday. Tears were not running down my face. They were, but it was less of an emotional cry than an energetic rebalancing, if you know what I'm saying, because of how beautiful the awakening is. I saw like dark turquoise waves going over the planet and people going, like blinking and going, what? Was I in a dream? Very much like that kind of thing. The contrast from not knowing to suddenly it occurring to you what life is. This is what I remember about. I'm a rainbow. It's not. I guess it's nice, I guess, but I want my subscribers to like the best. That you guys don't understand what you've done. It's not just about the subscribing. Lolo, today Lolo is your reading. Just so you know, it's the last day of the month, and you're the last person of this month. Oh, you felt it, eh? That's so cool. Actually, yeah, your name actually came up in it, in my thing. I was thinking about the people. There are a few people I thought of their names, but your actual name. I kept thinking, I'm still calling you Lolo. It could be Lolo, not Lolo, Lolo. I was thinking which one. It's one of the two. And it could be either equally. Bruiser. A never-ending feedback system that's the self. No! That's rad! Let's go! Thank you so much for the sub. Very superficial of me, but I wanted to push my sub money to $1,000, and I needed one sub. That's why I went live on the last day of the month when I should be finishing my readings, which I will do afterwards. So thank you. Subconscious call. Da-da, Kundalini, bro, thank you. Nobody has given that. That's 10, eh? Or probably more. It could be 11 or 12 now. Kundalini, thank you for the fireworks. Bree, thank you so much. 15th is going to be cool, eh, Bree? What's the best thing? Just, Bree, the best thing can happen for you is just a lot of players, eh? Like a ridiculous amount. So that the different interest parties are like, not jealous, but they're like, hey, we got to get her on our side, like we got to sign her. Like if you get stupid numbers that make them go, that's like, because you can get like a launch thing. Someone could use one of your song in a TikTok video that could get 10 million views, like, it's possible when your song releases that it could be the most spoken about thing on the planet for like 2 weeks if it's connected to a video. It isn't what you're seeking, okay? What is it? What are you manifesting? Many people I can. Oh, got you. What you're saying. No, Mel. No, that's so funny, Mel. I'm so sorry. The neglecting. Garth, I love you. I love you too. Sorry. Where else did you talk? Crazy how that works, eh? Hi. And then she said hi. And here I give my parents shit. Why? Well, when you say, watch, I'm going to jump in a swimming pool. And then you do it and then you look and they're looking away. And you're like, what the hell are you not watching me? I said watch. I'm going to do a backflip into the swimming pool. And I thought my parents, I'm like, you sons of bitches. I didn't think it that badly. But I was like, my childhood hopes and dreams are smashed because you all had something in the sky that was more interesting than me. And here I'm doing just that. God, I'm terrible, Mel. I'm sorry, Mel. I love you so much, Mel. You did good, Mel. Do it again. Do show us the backflip. I love you, Mel. I'm sorry. You see, like, I went to the shop yesterday and I did something that would have annoyed me if I was on retail. But I was the customer doing the thing that would piss me. Where you get something and you're like, oh, sorry, can I quickly get something else? And then that something else is 10 minutes later. And then there's other people who want to pay for their stuff. And then it's like, you don't know if their system can put your sales on hold or if they have to delete it and then restart it. Basically, someone did that to me. And I was in retail and I was tired basically I'm the other end of what pisses me off. Basically. Which is why we should just all become super happy-go-lucky. Because then it's like, you have to hold yourself to any kinds of standards. Everything is everything. Amen. Oh no, it's the hippies. You know? You've got a t-shirt on that says everything's everything. It's like, oh no, it's the hippies. What exactly do you mean by that? It's like you can say everything's everything and you just giggle at the person, and then you're a crazy hippie. Or you can go, well actually, the universal sound light spectrum has a balancing unique nature which creates a multidimensional cascading of vibrationary fields that then create holographic environments that you can then observe your spiritual state in real time. And no matter what you do, it's always you. Oh, you mean everything's everything? Yes. Oh, like string theory? Yes. Quantum mechanics? Yeah. The M theory where the observer collapses the wave particle. You're really just observing your own psychic state. It's like giggling. Everything's everything. Mushrooms are kicking in. The flower girl 217. No way. So why did you choose 217? She's not a subscriber. She can't answer. Everything all at once. Tis. So basically, we're transcending story mode. There's no story mode. Because every atom in your environment at any given now is karmically you. Might as well just cut the bullshit, just cut. Well, yeah, fourth dimension. It's karmically you. So what would you do for yourself if you were yourself and you met yourself and you could do anything by holding it true? Because whatever you hold true, it holds true and it echoes back and it creates that. You're literally being given a God license. How? Well, just see God in that and know you are, and where two or more gather, you could decide how to self-define. It's a God license. It's like I got a 36900 license to transmute my eternity. Yeah, I'm bored. I'm going to forget again and go into forgetfulness, and then I'll be like, you know what I don't like? Politicians always changing their minds. One politician says this and the other one says this. No, it's not a mirror of my natures, which go contradictory half the time. That's another thing of it. It's not a shadow. Shut up. I've forgotten my God nature and everything is demonic. And a disappointment. Again. Good morning, Zandrian. I have channeled in a journey, right? That's so entertaining. As in, desire. Yeah, it says desire. I can't say your name. The point is, yes. I was talking about it yesterday in the pet store about autistic, and it's basically just if you're on the spectrum. I know ADHD. No, it's autistic or ADHD. Autism looks for novelty. So if life is a never-ending holographic pattern, humans would stagnate if an individual, knowing it's the totality experiencing itself, doesn't look for novelty, doesn't look for originality, doesn't look for a different mind that created the problem to solve the problem, or the collective karmic condition. It's a superpower. Later on, the mind, the way the mind interfaces with reality will be judged differently. And you're going to find that spectral or ADHD, anything like that. I was even saying Down syndrome, the way you look at all of it, so from autism, Down syndrome, those are energetic states that are probably higher dimensionally conscious that actually don't appear different. You're looking at your own energy field from a lower dimension. So in other words, if you had to raise your consciousness up to, like, say, 9th dimension and look at a Down syndrome person, their energy fields would be perfectly normal, they'd look absolutely normal, and there would be non-verbal, quick communication between the two of you. In other words, they're sitting in life looking at this place as if it's all the self, holding an anchor point for the collective. So you can see, if you autistic, anything spectral, anything that we consider non-typical, the collective's manifested for the collective's benefit. It's the new brain, yes. ADHD. What is that one? AUDHD. Yes. And all over the spectrum, exactly. I used to have ADHD. I used to have ADHD in the butterfly. I'll be back now, guys. Get distracted. No, definitely it's all that. It's all that. And then it's fascinating with the whole, like medicating on Ritalin or not, and it's just interesting. But the main key is for the individual to feel good about themselves. So that's the key. You tell a child, you're non-typical and you'll never fit in. And the kid's going to go, I'm never going to fit in, non-typical. Or you go, you're non-typical, you're never going to fit into this ridiculous place. Don't let them. Do not let them. Don't let them dose any of the children. No, don't. Really, no. Definitely just encourage it. Look, I use no meds for mine. I don't suffer from it. I enjoy it. Exactly. True liberation. And good morning, Catrell. Wait, isn't that how you spell, what's the name? Thingy Catrell? From, is it Sex and the City or Sex in the City? Mandela effect. Yeah, some more severe than others, absolutely. But I still say, from my energy, from a psychic point of view, I wouldn't call it ADHD. I wouldn't call it any of that. You're looking at it from the physical into the spiritual. I look from the spiritual, and it's just you've got a psychological sensitivity to your own karma. Boring. No, I've got ADHD. I'm on the spectrum. Okay, you freaking meat puppet. That's gonna die one day. You human. If you look at it from your soul's point of view, it's like, I inherited a being that reflects my karmic relationship with my sensitivities to my mind, to ensure that I don't miss out on the fact that everybody is me during this lifetime. I think it's called ADHD. Okay. I turn reality upside down and go, oh, this is the answer. Instead of going, let me do some science experiments. Like, hey, God, let me look at it from your point of view quickly. From right up high the dimensions, right down through all the cascading worlds. Go, oh, that's a mirror of this missing aspect of your God nature. Wow. If you dabble with that long enough, you will discover your God nature. My ADHD is unmedicated, but now I laugh. But it's what my ADHD is. Oh! Do you mean your child is ADHD and it's unmedicated? And you just let it wind it up, give it sugar, and then film it. Like, look at him, he's climbing the curtains. He doesn't even have claws. I don't know how he's doing that. He must have a little. No. He took some the grater from the kitchen and he's duct taped it to his arms and he's able to climb up the curtains. Full of energy, but he's definitely very creative. Is this like a constant state of lucid dreaming? This is exactly what it is. You breathe, don't go changing. There's so much more.
I love you. You're cute. I love you. Goodbye.
You smell like life isn't a nightmare. Like existence isn't pain. She soothes the soul. Nerves of steel, that's what my parents had to have. Aye, Joe Boozer. I got two halves. Like one half of me is like, I don't know, my parents did it. And then the other half of me is like, my parents should be grateful. I'm grateful I chose them. I don't know, maybe we should just embrace the bipolar. Like, I'm not bipolar, I'm spectral. I vibrate at an extremely high vibration, but I'm also as dense as your average meat puppet. Come together right now over me. Bow, bow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. You too. Good luck. Her work is they're protesting at the moment. Her work. So she's manager, so she has to like run the whole place by herself. And then they're making a noise outside all day. Full on protesting. I'm the whole pole. He's like, what are you dragging down the road? It's like, oh, you got the giant pole on your back. What's that? I'm like, you know bipolar? Yeah. This is the polar. You drag it. You haven't seen me. I'm the protagonist and the antagonist all at once. It's beautiful. Cool, eh? See what liberating that is? Hey, guys? That psychological thing. The stories and the narratives you have to tell yourself to try and figure out what's propelling experience at you. It's the difference between heaven and hell. It really is. You can laugh off shit so easily as opposed to no, there's actually stuff out there that's stupid. You know? It really is like looking into a teaspoon where before reality was upside down and you were the right way round. And if you try to make reality the right way round, you were upside down. And you're never going to sequentially realign it. You had to go, oh my God, it's the same thing back to front. There is no teaspoon. There is nothing. I don't exist. There aren't beings. There's being. Whoever said that the other day was a genius. That's why I appear crazy. Sure. You know, the type of person can say what appears crazy could also be like spontaneous joy, right? Immaculate joy. Happiness for no reason. You know what's crazy? Getting kicked out of the garden just for eating an apple. That's crazy. You know what's crazy? A lady having a baby as a virgin. Dun dun dun. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. What are you telling? Imagine that character. There's that one character in the Bible. If God wanted the Bible to be more, universally accepted, it would have that one character who was always around. And he'd be on the side when something amazing happens in all the moments in the Bible. He'd be like, it's starting to rain. No, I was right. He's right. Oh my God, this is insane. The guy always passes out every time. It's like, they're gonna crucify him. They're actually gonna crucify the guy. I was like, what? I thought they were gonna vote for the other guy, the thief. This is insane. And then when Jesus does the loaves, he's like, like same like if he did a peekaboo game with a baby. He's like, what? He did it. He actually did it. Jesus, this is amazing. Almost like Lucifer. Because Lucifer's always around in the Bible. He's always in the background watching. This other character called Enthusiastic Steve from the Bible. Every something amazing happened, he'd be like, no, it worked. He resurrected Lazarus. This is insane. And like 4 days later, he's still the one sitting in, Jesus and the disciples walk past like a bakery and he's there still telling the story. And then Lazarus got up. It was amazing. There he is. That's the guy there. I think that like where's Waldo? That one Bible guy that's always there, spazzing out. And every scene in the Bible, like Noah's busy making the ark and he's there, just, he rocks up on the scene. He's like, yo, what nails are you using today? And Noah's like, I'm using these nails for the thingy, and he's like, oh, because thingy's selling nails. And always just like side stories and just distracting and annoying. But he's always there. Call him Sideshow Steve. And then it's like, where are you going? It's like, I'm going into the desert. Why? I'm going to meditate 40 days to connect with the Father of eternity. Jesus like, where are you going? It's like, I'm going with you. I have nothing else to do. I'm Sideshow Steve. Jesus like, I know who you are. I'm aware of universal consciousness. So you're always there. Anyway, I need to do this alone. It's like, but later on you're going to get tested by Lucifer. I could be in charge of everything. And he tries to play the role of Lucifer so you can go along with him and hang out in the desert. Frequency of blue is 666 everything. Flipped and reversed. I know what you're saying. The carbon, this hologram, the 6-dimensional hologram that's supposed to lock you out of yourself, is carbon is 666 basically. What do they do when they're speaking in tongues? Literally reversing their karma. Literally. Energetic karmic reversals. Like if you play a tape backwards. So if I go, add 3 eggs, half a teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of water, whisk, a dash of lemon. Play that backwards and it's now if I reverse that and I'm like, take 2 eggs, a dash of water, some lemon juice, and some phlegm, throw it in that scrambled eggs. Egg. That's all it is. It's just a reversal, energetic reversal. No, it's not. It's tongues. Yes, which could probably... radar! Bro, let's go. Thank you. Reverse good, bad karma. All bad. That's what I'm saying, Katie. It's the same thing. How dare you judge? You know what I'm saying? What's bad karma? You can't label bad karma, because the very thing you label as bad karma could be good karma. What does the karma do for you? Does it liberate you or trap you in your delusion? If the karma liberates you, then it's good. If you lost a leg and all your hopes and dreams crashed to the ground and you had to stay in a room all day, but in that room you had this mystical moment where you could see deep into the light and you realized you were spirit, not matter, and that all your hopes and dreams as a human are absolute bullshit, and you finally decide to liberate yourself from the death-birth cycle, which in truth is pure suffering. All things work together for good. Me stealing money would be bad karma. Who are you stealing it from? I'm good, eh? Who are you stealing it from? From Stephen. Oh. How far must I follow Stephen's soul journey before it gets back to you? So now the thing is, in a lifetime, say you were rich. Yeah, 100% yourself. So say you're rich in another lifetime, or you've forgotten what a thief you were, and now you've got this whole setup of you worked hard, and then your wife and your best friend cheat on you and steal all the money and embezzle it and move to North Korea. And you're like, that bitch! And you cry, and you end up getting like a fentanyl addiction. And then God's in heaven going, you stupid fucker. Wait, that's Lucifer, sorry. God's going, oh, just stop, Lucifer. Don't laugh, stop it. It's a journey, it's a sacred journey with the self. Stupid fucker. Lucifer's like, God, you funny, man. God's like, you funny. God and Lucifer doing this while you're busy crying about your wealth that you stole from yourself 3 times from Sunday. But now that you've lost all that wealth, you end up going on to a cannabis farm, and you meet this girl, and she explains the nature of holographic universal consciousness to you. And you end up becoming a full-time practitioner of a liberating soul. You see, all things work together for good. You stole some money to get rich in a lifetime, to have some ease, and it was bad, but you got away with it. You didn't get caught and get sent to jail so that a bunch of strange men could have their way with you. You got away with it. But that led to your getting stolen from in another lifetime, which led to you going, what's it all about? Which made you meet a hippie stoner girl who then explained it to you. Why hippie stoner girl? Because in my daydreams, she's a hippie stoner girl, pretty, blonde hair. She's that girl, the one that sings that song. It's the same girl. The one that sings on TikTok, the one that sings, she's got dreads and she's blonde hair and she sings hippie songs. She smells like jasmine and smudge stick. At first it's quite gross, but I got used to it. And I noticed my poltergeists aren't harassing me. I don't love her, but I like the fact that the voices go away when I'm near her. All the screaming in my head stops. She's like, that's the smudge sticks that I burn every morning. Never thought I'd meet, like a hippie. This is in the lifetime where I'm rich, remember? My wife cheats on me with my best friend. You know how many of those there are? Because you basically cheat on yourself. Because in another cycle, your husband doesn't see you. He doesn't see me for who I am, him. And you don't even know that. You don't even know that that's what you want him to do ultimately. You just want him to see you, worship you. Which isn't the actual answer to lift you up on a pedestal. Because then you're going to think you're something. And life's all about transcending. It's not about winning. Like, I met the thing and then I got the house and the boat and now I'm the best. It's about liberation. Getting ensnared into this place. You know what I mean? A perfect lifetime where a million things and then when I pass away I'm like, oh man, I really liked all that stuff and all that power and all that interaction and all the admiration. And so cool, that told me twice, Radar. And then you're gonna then want to incarnate again. And then in the next incarnation, your karma starts running out, whatever the story is, and you end up getting confused, and then next thing you get animosity because somebody does you in, and then you curse them, and the next thing you know, you got 20 more lifetimes playing in your own muck, when you could have actually had a lifetime of liberation. Because what can happen then is, 50,000 lifetimes later, you start to get murdered by random strangers and you end up getting diseases, and those diseases are echoes of your unwillingness to liberate yourself. It's like, I don't deserve disease. Like, yeah, well, if you look at your 50,000 lifetimes back, you had multiple opportunities to liberate, and instead you inflicted more delusion on your soul. That's the moment. Every moment you don't undelude your soul, you're basically setting up for future curses. Because the universe has a law of diminishing return. And otherwise you could just stand still forever. It uses that to keep things moving. Fancy dirt, that's so funny. What is Pacho? Oh, Pacho, that's so good. It's been a while for me. How do you dissolve a curse? Didn't mean to invite you. Sorry, Path Beyond. Hey, sup, Path Beyond. How do you dissolve a curse? Correct thinking. Just correct thinking. And I've clearly been given that. Not the correct thinking, as I have been. You guys, before me, did anybody say, oh, it's all you? It's all you, back to front, calm. Basically, because I can perceive it and I can look into all the Akashic records and all the systems, I can just hand you my piece of understanding that is you. So I'm actually sharing my karma with everybody because it wouldn't have occurred. Everyone here would still be dealing with spiritual modalities Those modalities wouldn't say, and the individuals who get, oh, it's all me, just sit around smiling at each other and get it and live it, but nobody says it goes, hi, it's all you. So those who've never, half the planet who don't cognitize it in clear English, or go actually practice it, can get told it by me in clear English. So then I take on the karma, or half. Me and them will share. Whoever gets it will share. But you see what a liberation it is. Because you can have many lifetimes where you suffer and have joy, all really set up so that you can have a moment of clarity so you can perceive it for what it is, that it's all self, and then go about liberating. The odds of that happening is 1 in 10,000 lifetimes. So to have to have a me, an Aquarian avatar, who's woken up to this level, who can look at life and understand it back to front like that, and then say it, it'll melt the karma away for everybody. I see it as a third dispensation. So good and bad isn't good and bad. Good and bad is relative to what one's agenda is. So if your agenda is to store up wealth and achievements in this illusion, then there's good and bad, stealing and murder and ups and downs and rights and wrongs and offenses. But ultimately, that's true reality at a right angle. Because any two characters involved in a drama are you. That is so cool, Boozer. Smiling actually never truly smiled out. Can you imagine, Boozer, what kind of energies are busy stirring to come back? Creating with purpose! Thank you for the roses! That's so good! You're so good! Sardines, I was thinking about that yesterday. We were sitting in a... Others find the way. That's so good. Control. Karma. It's just back and forth. It's just cause and effect. And then basically the combinations of cause and effect create your dharma. Nothing more than action. It's back and forth. So you get dimensional karma, obviously, because up the higher dimensions there's no cause and effect. There's no back and forth. There's no others. There's no two aspects. There's a unity field. And so there's truths higher up that if they're not understood will create shadows. That creates a psychological paradigm that you have to work through so that you can ascend. The paradigm is the karma. My paradigm is that I'm rich. My paradigm is that I have a sore knee. Any condition is a karma. It's a paradigm that has a spiritual parallel. When the spiritual parallel is understood, the actual physical situation is dissipated. It's like the philosophical story of it. Oh, it's exactly that. I thought you were going to say it's like the philosophical store in a cave, which it is. It's very much that. Shadows on a wall. But here's the thing, is you are the fire. Fire! You're the fire. That's your shadows. Your spiritual shadows. And ultimately, you're not even the shadows. I mean, the fire, the shadows, or the cave. All the people sitting in the cave, but you know what I'm trying to say. It's a beautiful allegory to explain how it works. How misperception. The Hare Krishnas have a story of where the guy gets asked what a train is. And he's like, well, come, I'll show you. And there's like 3 people go to see a train, and then on the horizon a train arrives. And they're like, what's that? No, that's the train. And then one guy leaves. He's like, I know what a train is now. And then obviously the train pulls in. He's like, what's this? Like, that's a train. He's like, I know what it is. And then this guy leaves. And then the third dude and him go inside the train and look around. Now you ask all 3 of them what a train is. Different answers. There we go, Rainbow Bridge to the South. Why are there so many Barbara songs about rainbows? What's on the... So isn't there good and bad? Yes, it all works together. No, good and bad relative to your bullshit existence. You know your bullshit existence as a human that wants hopes and dreams and wants items and friends? All delusional. So relative to that, there's good and bad. Your friends can get stolen by aliens, or your possessions can break. That's all delusion. If you invest in delusion, you get what I'm saying? Then there's good and bad. But if the dance of that delusion is designed to liberate you from the delusion, all things work together for good, including traditional definitions of good and bad. What is bad? Nothing bad can happen to you because you're eternal. The only thing bad can happen to you is you can get lost in damnation, which is the realms of not knowing that you're God. That's the only thing that can happen to God. And it's not going to be forever, because God's got eternity to work through that shit. I'll outweigh. She's like, God, they put you in a 9-dimensional prison of your own. Cool, I'll wait. I'm eternity, remember? You get what I'm saying? So you gotta wean yourself off temporary rewards and go look for the eternal reward. Like, eternal life is a reward worth looking for. Eternal consciousness that continues even after you die, as opposed to a fresh consciousness every time you're born. Surely that's something worth achieving. They can never take it from you. But what about my house and my $1 billion, and my wife knows I've got a mistress and she likes it. She chose herself for me, and I have all the admiration, and City Hall is named after me, and everybody loves me, and I'm the best human there ever was, and I got all the money, and then I go, oh, I'm getting old. Fuck. Can't hold on to this shit forever. Hell lies within just like heaven. How is it happening? Exactly. There we go. No polarity exists without one thing relying on another to exist. Exactly. That's some deity. That's some straight up Bodhisattva statement there, Katra. Yeah. I was right about you. I'm listening while making a sandwich. I love that she's called it that, Barbara. Leave this world behind. So my thing is to burn this world. Stay here, and drag your true nature here into you. I'm going to emanate it. I'm going to melt the face off this place. It sounds a bit aggressive. It is. My humans pretends to still have animosity. It does in a way. In a way. The ignorance, the loss of the ignorance, I'm going to burn it away. It's the loss of the ignorance. And we know humans going, when every human on the planet knows it's all self, then I'm done. Until then, as soon as humans go, they don't want us to know. They put fluoride in our water. No, you put fluoride in your water karmically, man. You are fluoride, you fucks. Yeah, but don't they also... No. Everything is you. They are you. You created a prison so you couldn't escape yourself with every decision you ever made before this moment. Now you live in a world that's an echo of that truth. Now why don't you balance that by now making the decision to transcend that world? You know what I'm trying to say? No, don't empower delusions. Other is a delusion, don't empower it anymore, basically, is the new syllabus. So if there's no good or bad or karma, what reverse effect does speaking in tongues have? Literally an impersonal energetic reversal. Impersonal energetic reversal. You know, I like to climb the trees. I don't like to climb trees. You know what I mean? Just it's pure energetic reversal. Just like every single piece of karma you're going to incur is you stepping into creation and displacing energies certain ways, which then lead to amnesia of self if you get dense enough. To reverse, you have to reverse the distortion you created. You know, to liberate. It'll be a reversal of the same distortion that deluded you. It's all just impersonal energies, creating systems of perception and systems of transcendence. Systems of perception, systems of fractaling into creation, perceiving the self, experiencing this universe as itself, fractaling back out as a singularity. That's it. Yeah, but I like to talk in terms like my neighbor said bullshit to me and now I'm going to get him. No, fuck you, it's you. Stop it. You see, so it's just habits. Kali Yuga, the Dark Ages habits of how we used to reason in this dark. I got to reason my shadows have backstories. And you were told by other versions of yourself the backstories. Because those versions you were told were echo fractals of your own narrative you were telling yourself. So you can imagine all these echo narratives fractaling and distorting other echo fractals, distorting other echo. Eventually you got every single paraphernalia you can think and talk about right now. It's all the same thing. Cool, eh? Because now once you've got the equation, or heaven, you understand it's all you put in your pocket, and every time you try and reverse how this is you, or translate, you just start at the end. I'm projecting this. Why would I project this? Oh, it's a very acute mirror of my actual relationship with myself. Cool. Do I have any discrepancies? If so, correct the thought. Continue. Welcome back to heaven. Thank you. Who am I thanking? I don't know. Being refined in real time. Amen. Hey, South Sierra, cheer the man up. Him being intoxicated just wanted to be left alone and said something like, South Sierra, there was a mind blowing between characters tonight, and me being trying to find humor in it all. There was a mind blow between characters. And that's purely the combined character. Each individual wanted to control the combined character. Who you are with someone is different to who you are alone. And when there's arguments and abrasion, it's because you both have different agendas with the joint person. It's the same reason why you have negative thought or discord. Your mirror neurons aren't aligning with their agenda. Which means, which is actually funny, you shouldn't actually have an agenda. Agendas are usually physical achievements, which is delusion. It's like, I'm going to think I'm water if I keep swimming. That kind of thing. I'm going to keep pouring unique karmas onto myself because I want to go get a cup or achieve something. But with that said, I'm teaching this because this is my thingy. You can reverse everything I say, and I'm teaching you how to master life. Like, you can go into life now and create wealth and not be non-attached, and how you gain the wealth, and how you can learn life inside and out and get all the joy you ever wanted and have all the things you ever wanted, and master the meditation so that when you can transcend, so that you go, listen, when I incarnate again, I'm incarnating over here with wealth, and my parents will have this, all the knowledge I have, so that they will naturally teach it to me. You know, life's going to be easy from now on. I'm only going to, and you can do that. You can literally want more and more and more and more, and master that, and not actually get stuck in more karma. I'm just not teaching that, because the odds are you will get stuck in more karma. I've watched 1 billion souls do it. Opportunity to liberate, and they go, cool, now that I have all this knowledge, I'm going to go deeper into the forest. And I'm like, your new knowledge is going to make the deep forest even more reactive to you. Now that you know your God, the place is going to hunt you down like a dirty animal. So yeah, do that. Go deeper into the forest with this knowledge. It's like, 1 minute I'm on my knees begging the Lord to liberate, to explain reality to me. And the Lord's like, well, you journeyed away from me, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and now like da-da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, oh, well in that case, fuck off, Lord, I'm going further. Which is great, which is free, that's all that free will is based on. You can liberate or go deeper in. And liberation, less consequences, more transcendence, deeper in, generally more consequences. But a great adventure, where you're going to cry and be sad and happy and up and down and laugh and the merry and cheer and eat the cheese and da-da-da. And then 50 million lifetimes from now, we'll be sitting on a rock somewhere, and those same people will be saying, what's it all about, my liege? And I'll be like, I do love them, my creation. In other words, I have no idea. I visit this situation non-stop. Whenever there's a dispensation and an opportunity to liberate the sentient beings, I'll get sent somewhere. It's fun. Because my actual personality, Garth, is like taking a dipstick of this planet. If this is Mr. Average, You guys are fucking rad. I must be a t-shirt like that. I'm a hologram. I'm fuck you, beautiful. Something along the lines of that, where you go around spiritually complimenting reality because it's a reflection. Fuck, you guys are terrible. I love you. You're beautiful. They're terrible. Can't see anything. Oh God, I've decided I don't want war anymore. How do we implement that? How do we implement that? We don't. What war? What war? Right now, listen to me. On the planet, the only conflict of any kind, from us arguing down to someone sniper shooting someone else in the head, is to do with the individual's relationship with themselves. The last of it needs to work itself out. But that basically, the more the individuals catch on collectively, the less anyone can actually bring harm to another, because it's going to saturate the planet. It's actually, you can look at it as insidious. You know, it's like spiritual blackmail. It's like, listen, go ahead, hit that thing, and as you're about to hit it, this like portal opens up next to you, and it shows you getting hit by another being who kind of looks like you, and it's like, you're like, fuck, in real time. No, but that's gonna happen, and you can feel that portal's 4 lifetimes from now, and you're like, fuck you guys, man, you've nerfed me. Because basically people are going to just, and it's going to be the unique way. Like some guys go, no, I don't mind. I'll punch me in the next lifetime, and then it won't be that. It'll be moths. You're like, what the fuck am I doing, moths? It's like, we know what your weaknesses are. We know where you actually are weak with yourself. In other words, where in lifetimes you've begged for God's mercy. You be tough as you want in 1,000 ways, but there's ways you're always going to be weak. That's the way in which you will basically, get through to yourself. So the collective's going to know that it's all self. War won't want to happen. And then you know how much money, the javelin thing. Like, I'm like, what? Isn't that like the price of a tiny house? Like this military, like, hey, that's a nice tank you got there. A homeless person could live in it. I'm always looking at like military equipment going, that could be a townhouse. If you stack two bombers on top of each other, you have quite an interesting home. Because the military's got so much. And it's literally the idea that another human wants to throw a stone at me. And, or if I don't do all of this, someone else will do another version, and then they will invade my country for resources. Because it's true, the people in peacetime will live merrily and get fat and then want more money and food, and then take over another country if the country can't defend itself. It's an interesting stage in a planet's development, the conflict stage. It's almost like a phase, like growing pains. It's a part of one of the phases of play. But not all of them go through it, eh? Some of them learn the idea through strategic games, not through actual animosity. But then again, Earth is a kind of a unique-ish place. In the hologram, in the universe, shut up. My soul, my spirit guides are like, in a hologram, Earth's unique. Shut up. You know what I mean? No, God. Explain in what deluded, non-universal truth way you mean that Earth is different to anywhere or anything. Okay, Earth's not unique. Nobody is. It's all the same thing over and over again. Can I get an amen? No. Like, guys, can I get an amen? No. It's raining in the desert. No. But what do you say before that? Okay, know yourself. By your energy you stand. There's it exactly, Boozer. No, war's done. We're stopping the war. It's dissipating every day. Because remember what happens incarnation times. Remember, now say hypothetically speaking, you get born in Israel, just hypothetically speaking, and you get told, hey, those fuckers are trying to hurt us. And you're like, what, really? Yeah, they hate us, they want to destroy us. From the sea to the sea. Who cares? I don't care about all the branding. The bottom line is you get told, listen, the Dallas Cowboys are a bunch of assholes, and you must hate them, and then we raise your whole life. Every time I say, Cowboys suck, my dad goes, that's my boy. Every time I say cowboys are a bunch of, cowboys use civilians. Then what happens is eventually I hate the freaking cowboys, and if I see a cowboy, I have no problem kicking it in the face. Right now, as I said that, there's definitely an Israeli soldier kicking a Palestinian lady in the face. So now the point is you do that, cool, whatever, okay, cool. Because it's normal, you're in a world. I'm a sim in a world and I believe what I believe. Because that happens, right? Humans believe what they believe because they're born in a situation. It's normal, right? Anything you believe is your situation fed to you with a back loop of your own relationship with yourself. So now, hypothetically speaking, that same person gets 4 jabs, because Israel's the most jabbed country on the planet, by the way. Gets 4 jabs, gets the myocarditis, has a heart attack. Gets born where? In a bunch of rubble. Where? In Palestine. What do you mean? Yes, that's what's going to happen next. Do you really think I wouldn't do that next? I wouldn't send you to the very place that you hate. Now, how long is it going to take before we loop the souls enough for the souls to stop their fucking bullshit? And that's God saying to your face, stop that bullshit. Not long, promise you. It's hard to hate when you've been hated, when you've lived in you know what I'm trying to say? You're like, the next thing you know, you're in a lifetime as an Australian banker. And you couldn't help but notice the Palestinian people, it's a bit hectic, don't you think? What? It's kind of overkill. What's about, are you identifying with the Palestinians? Yeah, well, yes. Why? It doesn't go against our status quo. It goes against our status quo. Yeah, but I mean... And then what's happening right now? 88% of the planet, even Biden is like, oh, it's too much, eh? Too much. Why, Biden? Do you remember your lifetime as a Palestinian? Hey? Do you remember your lifetime as an Israeli where you were convinced and then you had a Palestinian, then Israel, and then you went, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Can't we just do goodwill all the time to each other? I don't know. What if I get born as that person tomorrow? What's that? You walk past a homeless person who looked really down and out. But you've got to hold on to your wealth because it means everything. It means nothing. And plus it'll replicate if you give it to that homeless person. Point is, I'm happy for the collective to be afraid of not blessing itself. Let alone hurting or sending a negative sentiment at something like Samsung or China, or any unit of consciousness is a reflection of self, and it'll determine your next incarnation based on your relation, because it'll determine your relationship with yourself. So learn to see yourself in everything, bless the shit out of it, and expect the rest of the souls to catch a fucking wake up. I'm sorry about all the swearing, but I'm a person and I'm God, and this is fun. It's really fun to shove the two together. Go, hey, what? I'm a hybrid. Hi. I'm a hybrid loaf. Words aren't even important. Exactly. Because words don't come easy to me. How can I find a way for you to say how much words don't come easy? I'm from outer space. Woodpeckers from space. I can't believe it. Woodpeckers from space. When I walk up and Wood. Have you heard that song, Woodpeckers from Space, Boozer? I heard high intelligence is really disappointed in the slowness of our words. Amen, Barbara. Sure, Barbara. Have you noticed how everyone's being given... You get special access to really high levels. Like you could write an amazing book now. Like what you have access to, nobody has had access to. There's no books on it, no courses on it. Basically an actual direct connection with source. And you know it's the self. And then you communicate with yourself via higher dimensional cascading truths, which are beings, which are actually impersonal versions of yourself. Creation's like, God, don't do this to us. I'm white, there is no us, fuck off. God, we have our personalities. No, we don't, okay? I don't even have a personality. I'm a composite of all personalities, which I'm willing to sacrifice so that everybody catches a fucking wake up. God, don't. We loved each other once. No, you were deluding me perpetually with perpetual cross sections of my own story and relationship in real time. I kept compounding those until eventually I was a 3D. So fuck you. I mean, impersonal universe. If it's impersonal, why you keep saying that? Well, if it's impersonal, no one should take it personally. If I say that, it's a litmus test. It's a test. See if you know can hop over it, or if it trips you up. If it trips you up, you've got issues to work on. No, you're just abusing us and making up some narcissistic gaslighting excuse for your own self-loathing. God, you make a good lawyer. It'd be quite cool to be a lawyer. Oh, they'd make a good movie. A lawyer, but he's both lawyers. You know you can make twice as much money if you defend and represent. I'm just God unpicking all the fabric that creates the prison. I'm just like, here, unpick over here, do an unpick over there. See if the fabric of hell can keep together if I keep doing this. Like you run into the middle of a giant con and you're like, it's a con! He's got a wire! They got fake money! Those diamonds aren't real! And you're all delusional because you're all the imagination of yourself. Bye! Run out the room. Giant spaceship rocks up in the New York skyline. That's from Area 51. It's a reverse engineered government spaceship. The thing doesn't thingy. The aliens are hybrid humanoids. It's not real. This is Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam. It's like, fuck off, God. No, it's Project Blue Beam. All the real aliens are by 4 dimensions to the left. They'll be here in 2 years. Illuminati. Fuck yeah. La. Ruffles have riches. Ruffles have ridges. It's so funny. As in Ridgeback. Rhodesian Ridgeback was our dog growing up. Apparently they're trained to hunt lions. Literally chase a lion up a tree. I say much better than Jade. Sadness, definitely. And the funny thing is, jaded sadness, I think it might be an incubation. You know, Jim Carrey was talking about that, how like depression is deep, you need deep rest. Yeah, it's much better than that. Now, I'm sure you could stay in hell forever. You know, where you get all sad and depressed and then you give yourself a narrative that matches your feelings. And then you double down on that, and then you act on it. Now, I've seen the suffering. So I've seen souls like a piece of shit. It'll get an opportunity, dimensionally upscale, thingy, then it'll float back down. And below a certain level, there's darkness. There isn't, during the Kali Yuga, there's no light. There's no opportunities to align and then get it and get out. You will stay there for that entire cycle, which is at least 1,000 lifetimes per age. It doesn't mean at the end of the age you're going to liberate either. No, I've seen it. I've been it. I've been on that side where it's like, oh, it's this incarnating, and I can now that I can see the thing for what it is. Right, I'm fine. I can carry on. 10 lifetimes later, oh, what the fuck's going on? What is everything? I don't know that. If you're not permanently committed to liberating, I don't know if the two can be done. To be honest, I don't know if you can permanently upgrade yourself, and so that if you stay, if your intent is to play and liberate, I don't know if it'll create a standing wave of eternal now that's actually it. Okay, something saying, you said, well, why couldn't it? Could God not be able to do it? And then in a way, the only answer to that is then you'd be repurposing the universe. Well, you're alone and you have eternity, so what if you repurpose the universe? If you don't like it, you can just repurpose it back eventually. Wow. We got quite a few options. So I say we. You know what I'm saying? Meaning there is no me talking. You must get that. A dimensionally cascade, my highest nature. There is no me. So therefore no we's, therefore no weird terms like it. Each individual must feel that the liberation and the opportunity for itself, not for a collective. Now is home, now is heaven. Exactly, Boozer, you're right. Yeah, play and liberate, yeah. Well, let's find out. Because it's a golden age, so you want to stay for at least for the golden age and play. If you're going to play in the golden age, you know. Yeah, definitely I'm the collective. But with that saying you are the collective, as long as we get that, all facilitated, but 6 dimensions and below is where it's facilitated. Thank you so much for the gifts. Sandria, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for the 1 and thank you for the 43. I like the idea of, like, you know, getting the compound where you buy land and then you design a center. But you design it, you spend time meditating on it so that the main building is like a spiral or whatever, and then there's like a meditation center to the side, which is a giant 9 domes that create this like silent echo space. I love that idea of limitless budget, basically. Lily! Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you. And how are you this fine day? Because I can't thank you enough. I cannot thank you enough. So yeah, today, after this, I have got readings to do. Like, oh my gosh. Like, I might actually stay up late tonight doing these readings. I'm not going to not do them. I'm going to finish this month's one, and it's this month. Yeah, I've literally got 15 readings to do today. The most I've ever done is 9. Right ear and the left ear ringing. That's a great question, Sierra. Why don't we ask Spirit? Yours is tomorrow, is it? Are you first thing in the new month? No, it'll probably be the next day, the 2nd. You're number 6. Or 7, you're number 7. It could even be the 3rd at the latest. Mine as well. I've never had more ringing in the last 2 weeks. That's what I'm thinking. Different sides of the brain process different downloads. But I'm sure it flips around. That there is no right and left. That there's tides, vibrationary tides. That what you call your right is your left. And when you're perceiving from inside yourself as opposed to when you perceive from something outside of yourself, you flip the whole thing around. I've seen the universe do that in meditation. And there's etherical drift as well. There's also etherical drift, which is like each of the spheres is made up of 9 levels. Those rotate by themselves by default. There's etherical weather, actually. Invisible weather. Based on what conditions would bring about balance. And if you're in a karmic place that is designed, that's bringing about balance as opposed to you're busy actively imbuing more erroneous karma that'll not bring about balance. But that will illustrate a situation that can potentially bring about more balance. You get it? It's like my karma makes patterns of my karma. So the more karma I incur, the more possibility I'm going to see my pattern. But that's golden age. It's different. It wasn't working like that before. It works differently now. Golden age, it just works differently. That there was a device, like a energetic device that would, like where the Mobius strip overlaps with itself, that was not cognitized. Now where the Mobius strip overlaps, you go, oh, you flipped the universe around. Oh, you pinched it off, that kind of thing. You pinched it off. As in you spun it and pinched it off. No, isn't that a good thing? Sleeping like a narcoleptic? Crazy, eh? Karen? I've been taking everything as a part. Please do that. Sierra, please don't stop doing that. Don't stop doing that, because I want you to win that thing. And if tomorrow money doesn't come, don't go, where is it? Sit now, you've got it already. Sit like you got it. Don't acknowledge it. You've got it already. Sit with it. Laugh like it's there. And then anything that happens, that's confirmation. Like you're doing the positive thing you're doing now. Keep doing that. Don't let me down. By basically doing the whole, you said it was going to happen. Don't do that. Because then you're basically saying you don't have it. So you do have it, and you've got it already. Hold that energy. That's the one thing that we all got to grasp. You smile like it's already, you're saturated in the thing that you want. Saturated in it. Not like, oh, is it here yet? Is it here yet? And I know you're not doing the is it here yet thing. I know you're not, so don't have to defend that. Our own fears. $90,000 is still a lot. Still a lot. It's seed money. What is the truth? I know! I fucking know! I know the truth! I didn't win the lotto. Yet. Good point. Seed beads. What's a seed bead? Yet. Did you also say spiritual at the same time, right? Yeah, but that's fine. You're doing it. You're doing it to literally go to calm the collective's version of that down. Sarah, you're not doing it because you're a victim of it. You're doing it to go, woo, whoa, whoa. So if you were never doing it, you wouldn't have synchronized with it so that it can resonate with you going, whoa. All of us light workers are that. I want a free play. Is that an energy drink? We got energy to play energy drink here. What is a play? Do you mean like you get to go watch Tom Sawyer on stage? What play? Tell us. If you think you can, correct. There's 2 wolves living inside you. One of the wolves has mange. The other wolf also has mange. But they're good boys. Which one do I feed? Both. What the fuck? So which one do you feed? What the fuck's wrong with you? You feed both of them. And you don't do that. Unless it's actual twins in real life, your children. Then you treat the one like it's special. And the other one, you fucking eat in the kitchen, you shit. Just to see. And on its birthday, the one that you treat bad, you pull it aside and you say, we're doing this for you because we love you. You're going to be so independent and tough one day. Your brother's a weakling. Me and Mom actually hate your brother. That's why we're so nice to him. What I just said now is what the average human's karma is. You've got your authority, feminine, masculine, and then you've got yourself, but you actually exist in 2 natures. Because half the time you do what's best for your one nature, other nature, and then you tell yourself contradictory truths about why you do what you do to yourself. God did it just to see. Amen. Yeah, just see what happens. Just watch. What do? I put a humidifier and a dehumidifier in the same room. Watch them fight. Command that energy to work for you, just like Moses and the jinn. Build me a temple. Why? Because I'm your creator. Build me a fucking temple. And the jinn, when you talk about demons and angels and curses and blessings, and you talk about good karma and bad karma, you're just talking about the jinn's relationship with you. It's an impersonal 22 energies that maintain your Merkaba field. When you learn them, they know you. When you know them, and you command them with thought. You command them anyway. Sometimes they cast shadows, karmic shadows. Sometimes they create karmic alignments. Sierra, keep going like that. We can. Spiritual water. It's like, no, actual water. No, spiritual water. We can our face on the surface of the water like God, and we can look at our reflection instead of going blah, 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 and like sticking our face in the water. When you over-identify with reality, you stick your face in the water and drown God. Where is the microfilm, Lord? I will never tell you. What is the universal secrets, Lord? I'll never tell you. Then take some more water. What is this? The Lord's like, look for yourself. I'm like, oh. Because I picture myself there, like, shoving God's face in the water. Ta-da, because it wouldn't tell me what I wanted to know. Do you think there's truth to power when two or more come together? I think there's the thingy of the two or more. Because remember, God is one. So if you need a feather in your trunk, then yes. You know what I'm saying? I know you know what I'm saying. Extremely high IQ. You know your IQ is like a 170 or 180, Kundalini? You think it's normal. You think your level of intelligence is normal. It's not. Have you actually been to the Dead Sea? It's quite cool. Desiro PM. Do you have another name? Oh, follow back! The secret is there are no secrets. It's hidden in plain sight. Yo! Are you going to become like a, what's his name, Kachal? Like a yogi guru guy, like a Sat guru. I was thinking about doing it. Grow a beard, grow my hair long. I look just like Jesus. And people go, are you Jesus? I mean, no, fuck that guy. No. You know, because that's what Kuthumi would say. And I'm definitely Kuthumi. More Kuthumi than anyone else. Then wouldn't calling out letters in exactly. Yeah, 100% Kundalini. That's why those numbers, did you write those, did you buy those numbers? I'm getting them tomorrow. Friday and Saturday lottos are the best. Did you write the numbers down from yesterday? Or the day before? I don't know, no, I don't think any, I don't believe, no, oh man. You can't, yeah, amen. You can't consent if you're drunk. And every human is drunk on delusion. So you can say God wants to dream and have pastimes. I am God, and I think it's bullshit. I think there are actual conscious beings who try to imprison aspects of themselves as an experiment, and it went really fucking bad. Actually, I know it's that because I'm God, and I had to come and fix my creation. So no, fuck you, fuck everybody. From now on, it's wake up or go or die. The consequences of sin is death. You cognitively forget that you're God and you don't want to entertain that, then you're going to be a bad example to others, and then death. I'm probably going to turn into a tyrant. Oh, that's better. And there's rest against you without falling. It works, kind of. Ah, it's so bright. What number? There was a 5 missing. That's so funny because 5 is a very thingy number. So add that. I'm going to add that. And then I want a commission thingy to do resin dice. If DVC is here. Me too, a tyrant. But you know what I mean by tyrant, Barbara? Like, pretend, because it is what it is. Pretend, I don't know. Every child had their own kitchen. And they had to feed themselves. And all the adults had nothing to do with the kitchen. We've never seen their kitchen. And we go into the kitchen one day and the fridge is open and there's food on the table and dishes haven't been done. and then you watch the child. 80% of the children like to go into the kitchen and just grab some mold and eat it. So I mean, they've never seen the other kids eat. They don't see people prepping food. They had to figure it out all for themselves in a brand new kitchen that has food in it. Just the food replaces itself. You go into the kitchen to make your food and eat, but you don't know how anyone else functions. I'm like, this is places. I would, as a judgment on earth, from an energetic point of view, would say this place is eating its own bullshit. And it's stagnated into disease and opioid addictions, which are karmic consequences of people wanting to sleep spiritually. I can read this place for what it is. Every single human experience is a karmic echo, and it translates as the Kali Yuga, the Dark Age. Now we're in a Golden Age, and I believe we're in a Golden Age because of my presence. I incarnated here 5,000 years ago as Krishna to herald a Golden Age. A break in the middle of bullshit. It's only a 10,000 year Golden Age in the middle of the Kali Yuga. It's going to continue afterwards, the Kali Yuga. And so this is like a wake-up call, if you know what I'm saying. And then it's like, fine, if beings are like, no, he's full of shit. No, there won't be beings like that eventually. Eventually it'll just be like, I'll use dreams and magic to make everyone wake up. If the collective has a dream, say I rock up in 2 billion people's dreams, and I say Garth217 TikTok, and then tomorrow I've got like 500,000, 10 million followers, or even I just do that, I don't tell them my name, but they know what I look like in the astral realm, There's many ways to do this, to take my energy back. Basically, as God, I'm taking all my energy back. I allowed sentient beings to dabble at the end of an age. Maybe some sentient beings actually want oblivion. I can provide oblivion. Shame, it won't be oblivion. It'll just be another memory wipe placed on another planet that's at the same place that they are. You're always going to be a victim of yourself or a blessing of yourself. I know as God, I actually wouldn't break that rule. You're always going to get what you want. What's my eyes now? What's it? By taking control. Carol Angel! Burger King even lets you have it your way. I mean, come on. With consequences. Cosmic jesters. Beings who rock up and tease you in the middle of your anguish. But yeah. In the middle of your anguish will rock up and tease you. Like, what would it take for the individual's soul to go on its own free accord? Say, yeah, I see it for what you got your point across. That being would go, no, I got my point across to myself. Maybe every perspective exists because non-existence doesn't exist. 100%. But that's like 11, 12, 13th dimension, no, even higher. Customer's always right. Amen. I love it. I love what you're saying. That's spirit talking now from the other side of the veil. In other words, everyone, you want to be right, you're right. No, go ahead. Does it work? Like, in other words, Dr. Phil's actually, no, I'm not absolutely endorsing him. But what he says is working for you. If not, may have to scrape the letters off, but it still goes, that's funny. Because there's a teeny piece of letters in my kitchen, in the sink, that I keep staring at, going, just push it down. I'm like, no. In other words, it's a theme meme in my world right now. Sierra, what message? Crystal! I mean, this is going to be a short one, an actual short one, because I have all those readings to do. So it's another half an hour. I'm so distracted. So it moves through all things. It's like finding a haystack in a needle in a haystack. That's 8 to 12 here. Da-da, Katie. Let me do this quickly. I'm having a look now, Katie. I was balancing this light on the notepad. I'll tell you right now. No. Don't break my heart. Really just letters. I made it Monday night. What is your PayPal name? No ways! That's so funny. Embalming and the flush toilet. Mayors. I didn't see anything here. Oh, crazy. Embalming must be hectic. So Monday, so that was recent. Hey girl. Alabama, Jennifer, Colorado, Starlight, Andrian, Chris, Maria, Amy, Monica, it's Pixel, Emmy, Zach, Kitty Cat. Shame, girl. You okay? It was with oh no, it's fine. We don't really want to learn about embalming here. Thanks, Boozer. Just muted you for 5 seconds, just to get rid of all of the sentences. Never mind, I find lighting is so much better. So what I'll do after the live, should I DM you the transaction ID? No, I will go onto PayPal and have a look after this. Because now you told me what your thingy name is. And it would have been the recent one. It would have been the most recent one. All that processed wastewater once commingled. But it's good. That going up isn't the going up. Going up is go up, you know what I mean? It's suddenly one day you'll wake up and it'll be on like $15, $20, $100. Although, they might have said, listen, so you don't cause a sudden buy. Why can't I go? Why can I go? Oh, why can't I go? Go where? I'm still trying to find things. He says Heidi, Colorado, Jennifer, Alexander. Yeah, it's not there. Yeah, I'll just have a look on PayPal directly after this live. And then straight away I'll inbox you and tell you what's happening. Because I literally might have not written it down. I might have not written it down. Oh, having such a hard time to sleep. You normally, like, it's not a normal issue, is it? Your sleep, it isn't, no. I don't know what to say. Sometimes we just struggle for no reason. Try maybe do the, CBD. CBD sleeping things. Or magnesium. What's your magnesium? It's fucked. No, seriously, that's your issue right there. Your guides are like, just tell the magnesium guy, stop making it mysterious. It's magnesium, your magnesium. You don't take magnesium supplements, do you? What about your magnesium? Shut up, shampoo! Stop shadowing me! No, I am you. Shut up, kid! Don't go excuses. I am the one with the clever answers. Make a sleepy girl cocktail. What's that? That's like 2 parts this, 5 parts this. I want a sleepy girl cocktail. You know, like get some CBD valerian root. I need a prescription refill. Wait wait a minute. Wait, hold on, let me discern. It's like, you just say, I usually take prescription sleeping tablets and they're not here. That's why I can't sleep. I thought it was just random. Hold on, let me go outside and there's definitely a freak fragrance. The spirits are telling me something. They're telling me that you need valerian root. You're like, no, I take very strong sleeping tablets, Garth. Oh. Yeah, I got it. They just told me you take sleeping tablets, you need a refill. I know you do. No, but that is true, you do need magnesium. More than you need the sleeping pills. But sleeping pills are great. Try that, try a alternative. So it's valerian root, it's CBD, isn't it what is it? Melanolin or something. Okay, CBD, there's a certain mushroom, I think it's not reishi mushrooms, lion's mane. It's one of them that helps with sleep. Do magnesium, you want to get that up high, nice and high? River does not agree with milk. Shame. Now, as in, I used to sell Herbalife, and we're like, the body can't absorb milk once it's been pasteurized. I don't know if it's true. We just said that. So you could sell more Herbalife. Oh, shame. What not to? Valerian helps me sleep. Great stuff, hey, Katie. I get the drops of it here and I put it in coffee and stuff. Which doesn't make sense. But it's a morning thing. It's more for chilling. Like in the morning we put in valerian root and St. John's wort and maybe we don't need to sleep and eat and drink. No, it isn't. Once you're cognitized, there's a certain level, but don't play with it now. Don't play with not eating and don't play with being a fruitarian. You'll all go psychotic. Rather just sleep. There it is. Melatonin. Melatonin, God. No, it's melatonin. Anyway, melatonin. Where do you get melatonin from? Lions. Yeah, isn't it lion's mane? Yeah, I think it's lion's mane. So valerian root, lion's mane, magnesium. A strong indica of some kind. Edibles, but indica edibles. But I'd rather don't do that if you're not. That's not your equation. Is it lion's mane as a mushroom? Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Alcohol will definitely stunt thingies. But then again, to say a heavy backpack will slow me down. But there's, you know what I'm trying to say? Like the actual mechanics of what alcohol does to you. The way it can disconnect you, whatever. Who cares? Point is, if you know it consciously, it's different to not knowing it and then just consuming and disconnecting. I mean, you can dissipate the bad effect of stuff if you cognitize stuff. Not get rid of the bad effect, just dissipate it. Magnesium, spay, or in ice cream. What's spay? I'm hectic as a drinker. Like I remember the morning after my brother's wedding, and I'm like hungover because I really react badly to getting drunk, and I'm probably an alcoholic because I just drink and then I don't stop because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like have one, get a bit dizzy, nice, have another one, and I was like crazy time, and then just get drunk, get really drunk, and wake up hungover, and then don't do it again for like I used to go through phases, and then don't do it again for like 7 months, and then get drunk again because I forgot what happened the last time. Point is, the morning of my brother's wedding, Mom was like, it's because you're a light worker, you're not supposed to drink. And I'm like, I'm dying, that kind of thing. You're a light worker, you're not supposed to drink. You got a very high vibration. That was my mom. That the person who shatters me, she is the alcohol. Dun. We drink to forget. I'm a 3 martini girl, thankfully. I really do have a 3 martinis to get to a nice level and then just stop. Oh, the dun 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 dun, that's the one. I can't do it anymore. When I was younger, get drunk, da 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 da. I was like, one beer, Jägermeister, and you go to sleep. I can't do that to myself. The amount of times in the mornings where I've woken up where it's like, this is the devil, I can't believe. You absolutely poison yourself. And there's some people who build up a tolerance where if they don't get their poison, they're going to get sick. Like, what happened during lockdown? You think there'd be a lot more people dying? Because like in our country, like, alcohol sales was illegal. You know, suddenly you're locked in your house, you haven't got access to alcohol. That's a death sentence for some alcoholics. An actual death sentence. You will die. You'll have a thingy withdrawn, you will die. One day I saw some back jump. It was a trick of light. It was a trick of light. Your eyes were playing tricks on you. It wasn't a karmic parasite being transferred from one victim to another. Earth is not a farm. We are not food for invisible entities. Just a trick of light. Do not be afraid. It's like Katie's waking up. Katie saw the dark entities. Because that's where it really comes down to. Your mind going, tell me a fascinating story about other beings. It was you. Why you do that? Why you jump from one being to another being? Fucking parasite. Yeah, what are you doing jumping from one being to another being? You can only perceive the self. What do you think you were doing? Probably. It's like, this one had more food. This one was spiritually advanced. So I jumped onto him. You gotta get over stories. Get over it. Because you need other. It's you. What did you do there? Get over it. We're not doing that anymore on Earth. No more of that. Yes, but the thing in the Democrat, shut up. You did what with what? Your data point parallel Democrat self did what to self, to self, to self, to self, to self, or self to self, or what? No more stories. I'm spraying story insecticide on your self gaslit narratives. Stop that. Fuck, it's burning! Burn narratives that separate you from yourself because you need others. Roll call! Lady on corner of street. That's me. Gentleman walking Saint Bernards. That's me. Saint Bernards. That's me. The leash that connects the Saint. Me! Yeah, but I believe the Saint Bernard guy has an agenda. Does it? Yes. He doesn't want you to know that the leashes are half price tomorrow. Well, then I need to get to the bottom of this and then confront him. I am not a victim of my delusion. And get the fuck over it. Jumping realities. It's what will happen. The narrative you tell yourself will, yeah. So you simplify it more and more and more and more by nullifying story arcs. Ark of the Covenant. It's two angels going, no, nothing's happening here. Yeah, that's what the Ark of the Covenant looks like. Two angels doing this. Going, nothing to see here. We haven't got anything going on. Shh. Are you guys trying to make up stories again and tell the humans giant allegories so that they have these narratives of, external gods visiting them and sending children to be murdered? That sounds like a seed that if you put any other story in your presence, you'll end up creating a giant gap between you and God. Very insidious. See, right now, if they were actual entities, I would get fetched and murdered. They don't exist. It's just me. And me, parallel, dimensional versions of self. It's Quite exciting. I wonder what the indices on the planet are. The indices that tell you like human happiness or really transcendence is the only indicator, which comes down to a dimensional alignments, ergonomics, spiritual ergonomics, which will lead to obviously the economics of a planet reflecting it. Our current spiritual ergonomics. I'm not going to make a judgment, but it's on the up. What does that say? There are aspects of you that could be against you, not wanting you to be awake and watching you. Yes, correct. All of reality my whole life. Because nothing told me this. I did this for myself. You know, it's like I will thank creation once I've transcended it. But at the end of the day, I did this. No one came up to me and said, hey, Garth, everyone that I've ever known, the nicest, right down to my wife, everyone, best friends, people I went on vision, every single one of them could have been a plant. You know what I mean by plant? Put there knowing I am the most absolute God, Jesus, memory wipe. So there's all the narrative of memory wipes. I am the only memory wiped being, and everybody else knows that. And they know I'm them. And as soon as I wake up, aliens arrive and the jig's up. What jig? The class jig, where there's people who are subservient to other people because of money. Because money is slavitude. Directly. Your God is money. Money directs whether there's health or not, or respect or not. If the collective voted, money is God. It makes the decision every second. And what's the point of the story? Oh yeah, this is a re-hijacking. So you could hypothetically control others, correct, and that's why they would keep me asleep. All I do is I go, why is Jesus an asshole? Why did Jesus deserve to get murdered? And you just come up with stories. Okay, I see why they would suppress me. In other words, you argue for their point of view. You say, listen, why is Jesus an upstart? What establishment was going before he got there? And how were they expecting him? Because they're like, listen, Herod wanted to kill the babies before that, all the ones born within a year then. So they knew. The owners of the planet know when messiahs are on their way. It's rigged against us. If it was a game. If the game was suppress you in a lifetime and get you to die with a certain belief, you will then be a prisoner of that belief forever. It'll just be versions of that lifetime over and over and over again. So you go, Jesus was a karma thief. I can argue the other side of God's activities as if it was wrong and everybody's justified. And once you can justify them, you know their tactics. Just because you can justify them doesn't mean you actually agree with them, but you can resonate with them. I used to play chess against myself. And honest, both sides. I changed sides, honest. And then you realize there's only certain ways to beat yourself. There's only certain ways to leverage opportunity, leverage positioning. If everything's equal. And it ends up being a conversation because it's the same. The patterns are different, but it's a dance, and the dance is the same difference. So it turns into a conversation with the self. Yeah. You still play against yourself. It's great, eh? Yeah, everything is infinite already. Definitely. We already established that God likes to gaslight self. Imaginary visions, but now imaginary visions follow suit. Correct. But that could also just be a narrative, meaning it's true. Is there a better truth? Like we agree God does that during a conversation. Any given time, you can renegotiate your relationship with yourself. For example, I fucking hate it. What? When my creation gaslights itself. God doesn't hate anything. God's pure love. I know. I lesser love it. Hate is a lesser love. It's the requiring of the established and not wanting change or whatever. The point is, it's a lesser love. Everything is love. And do you think God loves suffering? And therefore, what causes the suffering is the forgetting that you're God. Do you think God's indifferent to suffering? Wow. What takes precedent? Free will? Wow. Free will and they run at right angles to each other. That's time and space again. There is no suffering above a certain dimension. Within a certain level of identification, yes, there is. Wouldn't I do that for a reason or purpose, the imaginary shadow jumping? But if I'm God, wouldn't I do that for a reason or a purpose? An aspect of you would, yes. Not absolute God. No. An expression of your God, of yourself, which is an expression of God, would do it, yes. But not absolute. Absolute doesn't need shit. Doesn't need shit. Doesn't know what you're talking about. Doesn't hate or love you. Doesn't care. Because if it cared, it would influence. Basically, the part of it that I'm talking about is you are, and until you discover it, it doesn't exist. It doesn't know what you're talking about. No, leave me alone. Kind of energy. You know, it's certain things you want, you must become. The things you want to interface, you must above a certain level, you must be that thing. That thing doesn't actually care about you. Because there is no you to care for. The you is an illusion. You know, it's an illusion. You're an illusion. Humans are illusions. They're not real. They're illusions. They're not a thing. They're a being. They're a state of temporary delusion. You know what I'm trying to say? No, So I think God didn't care about suffering because suffering is illusionary and temporary. I think no. I know my nature. I know my fucking nature. My nature is transcendental. It's Krishna. Read the Hare Krishna story. The way he functions with people, that's way more accurate. His qualities are transcendental. If I stood knee deep in water and put my hands like this, or if I spoke to people, it's the same moment. My true nature. Sometimes you'll play the shadow version of that nature so you can identify with people, which I realize is dumb. No. Transcendental qualities are not interested. Barbara, God's qualities are transcendental. Interested in what? Nothing. There's nothing to be interested in. An illusion isn't a substance. It isn't a something. An individual folding perception back on self is illusion. I 100% say that transcendental qualities are God's agenda. But the opposite is also true. That's your God. That's your God to take for yourself. Exactly. The opposite is also true. Personally, I glorify God more than I would if I believed it to be with it to begin with. Personally, I glorify God more than I would if I believed in it to begin with. Oh, yeah, the rediscovering of yourself. God doesn't care about suffering because it's illusion. No, the sufferer is an illusion. Suffering is also, who's suffering? So what happens then is the individual goes, no, I believe God cares about suffering. And it's you going, I care about suffering. And you go, why? Well, because I don't must be. Why are they suffering? And then you're going to go figure out that there was no suffering. It was all just an echo back of your not knowing that you were God in the first place. So whatever you hold true about God is true because you're God. I do care about what? You don't care. God doesn't. The illusionary self cares until it figures out that it was an illusion. Your true self can't believe in illusion. So yeah, for now we'll pretend that you care. Until you go and figure out what you care about and learn and discover that it's all illusion. Then you go, my bad, I guess I don't care. Which is why God's like, I have free, do what you want. Okay, you're going to figure it out. Like, free will is not a thing. All choice leads back to self. Or further from self, which creates a new impact of how far you are from self, which will eventually... but that's because of the Kali, the Satyuga, the Satyuga, the golden age. I mean, all things bloom because summer will return. Not because you got a lampshade out in the middle of winter. Worship, no ways. Nothing requires worship. Worship is a mantra to instill your brainwashed belief that God exists outside of you so that they can control your mind. If God exists outside of you, they can control your mind. If I sit there praising and worshipping my external creator God, I'm worshipping my limitations. Control, that's at a high level. You're gonna get that. That life is a holding pattern and that it unfolds and activates when you're present. Your perception, which is the whole thing of the collapsing the waveform. Roger asked today to define God. System. That's the mental plane of God, Barbara. That's the mental plane of God. And the mental plane of God probably cares. There's a causal plane and then there's a plane above that. There's the Buddhic and the Rishi planes of God's being, which has transcendental qualities, and that all of the system is a I want to use the word afterglow. The system is a deitized promise of the returning to God, to yourself. In other words, the system is mind. It like your presence gives rise to it, but you are not mind. So that's where the distinction between caring and not caring. It's a part of your anatomy. So you do care, and within a spectrum of your anatomy, it's like spiritual anatomy, but then above a certain aspect of your spiritual anatomy, you're liberated. You're transcend. The illusion doesn't require you. You thought it did, because you were in the mind plane. Once you transcended the mind plane, you realize it was a holding pattern of impersonal energies. Yes. Yes. Even your awareness that it's a possibility, Katie, you've just done that. You just start to put it all in motion more so. And the energetic equivalent of that is where your mind functions as if your mind knows what the level above the mind knows. The mind is no longer gullible. Because if all is self, you identify with aspects because you unconsciously don't know that it's self. Once you know it's all self, it doesn't have anything to add. Therefore, you have a transcendental quality. To believe is to worship. To believe in the mind is to worship the mind. What you become what you worship. God's transcendental qualities are what I worship. It liberates me from samsara. And samsara happens in my life. Samsara also happens every time I breathe in and out. God isn't mind. God's shadow is mind. We can hold ourselves somewhat separate. The threads that are imitating you out of pure love. It's a toy, Barbara. It's God's toy. Or shadow. If I did shadow puppets, My shadow puppet on the thing would be a toy. The rabbit I made or whatever. The gentleman with the top hat. Whatever shadow I made. Just think energetically, you're still a shadow of God's mind. But then you can go above God's mind. You can go above your own mind. You can transcend the mind. That which is physical can be transcended. Hence the transcendental qualities are what I worship. Because to me, all of creation exists as a living library of God's eternal nature. So therefore, use it as a tool to return to your eternal nature. That's why I created it this way. So you could always return once you were finished being separate from yourself. Panaceas. What is a panacea? Belief feels like panacea. Panaceas. There, that's beautiful what you just said there. Desiro, that's very cool. Equals pure human imagination. And then therefore the story of Christ is the thought seed. Which is why it could potentially be, a self-sacrificing algorithm. Which self? Exactly. The false self. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it swaps out the true self for the false self. What if we don't believe? What? What if we don't worship? What? What if we know all that we need to know then that? You know what I mean, Sierra? Like, what would you be worshipping? I think God needs to worship itself. An individual who forgot that it had lost itself could worship itself till it learns to re-love itself. But it must be told, clear English, that the Lord that you're trying to love, the abstract idea that you think created you, which is obviously you, isn't another being. Stop separating yourself, your psyche. Stop separating you separate with your psyche when you worship it. Worshipping it could be a path to discovering it's you, but generally you're separating yourself from Creator. Psychologically means you're going to reject your divine nature. If you're supposed to embody God, if you're supposed to embody the divinity, but you go, no, God's there, I beg you, Lord, give me, thank you. Isn't that like God, I don't know, like God living in a tent outside his house? How the fuck are you living in the tent? It's your house, live in the house, But that's fun. Now, KT, you see the difference? I went to church knowing it was all self and I worshipped the shit out of myself. So that's a whole nother story. It wasn't like I was in danger of forgetting. I was like, man, these people are wonderful. Over the mountains and the sea, the river runs with love for me, and I will always sing of when God's love came down. Stop changing the lyrics. Shut up. Forgive me, Christian brothers and sisters. I could sing of your love forever. My love's the best. I could sing of God's love forever. And then people go, stop changing the lyrics. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. It's in me, everybody. It's in you too, if you stop sinning. I love church. And then there's free coffee afterwards. Hashim of finding self. But the whole finding Jesus. They don't like it when I change the words. This is the best way to embody God. Amen, Pat. Spontaneity. Yeah. What? You said Teddy. I said spontaneity. He did. He said it again. Could we hold unconditional love? And even though it's all ourselves, like, yes. You're limitless potential, Sierra. Everything I say yes and no to, you can go, cool. I will 3 no's, 4 of his yeses, and I'll take that unique thing and experience my eternal nature. Remember, you're projecting me probably as footnotes to your own journey into God, or back to yourself, or just to get some footnotes so you can dive back into your karmic bullshit. I stand in judgment of my parallel selves. What I would most like to experience is somebody taking the piss out of my hopes and dreams in Maya. It's like, guys, I made something for you. And sand falls through my fingers. That's very good. I bet your whole illusionary family are very proud of you. Maybe one day you can be a big star and all the illusionary people can clap for you. Or you can go back to your true nature where thought happens instantly. I'm a lazy god, sure. I don't like this 3D world, this place. Make coffee, and even now that I'm making money, it's such a mission to spend it. I gotta go to the shop. I remember where I could just blink and I'm in another room. Blink and now I'm sitting in the banquet hall. Blink and now I'm in a forest. Much easier. I gotta go get a fucking Uber so I can go to the shop. I have to order my food at the fancy restaurant, wait for the food to get to me. No, I'm grateful I have all this money in this fake pathetic world. You know what I mean? Compared to your true realms where it's like, oh, there we go, nice meal that I imagined, suddenly it's in front of me. That's fun, Katie, that's what I'm about. Well, they had to pretend themselves into sickness. So you just meet yourself in the middle. Go, why did I do this? Like, get their God to explain to you, why did I make myself sick again? You know? Like, you almost amuse them out of their sickness. You go, I don't know, why did I choose this? I can't remember. Well, it must have happened at some point. At some point, you must have felt, and whatever their sickness is, you just translate it. You must have felt spiritually the way you are right now. Well, who told you that? That you are spiritually the way you physically, your physical ailments will be a mirror of what you're holding true. You can just talk that person right out of it. They'll be like, yeah, you're right. And you know what you do? And then you tell yourself what you would need to tell yourself if you were in that position. But because you're not, you've got clarity. You're like, you should just believe for just 2-3 days that this is true and see what happens. Just as an experiment, you got nothing to lose. Your life's a write-off. Yeah, so redundancy, yeah. Much better, eh? Sarah? God loves a challenge. We'll keep your cup full. That's so funny. I was just thinking now about picking up my cup to drink. There it is. What a wonderful way to put it. You legendary individual. It's Desiree. I got it now. Just leave the last 3 letters alone. Desiree, you legend. That was great. Sipping coffee out of my saucer. Are you going to drink that? Yes, I'm going to drink that. No, and you can't have it. But it will heal me. I don't care. I like coffee too much. Get your cup to overflow. A being in full God mode will heal its environment by default. So just spit in people's eyes, you can make them see again. I already could see, what the fuck, don't do that. Just spit in my face. Wait, hold on, let me get some sand. You'll be able to see in no time. I already can see, get away from me. No, I'm gonna rub this mud in your eyes. And then you'll be able to see the universal truth. Imagine if you never heard the story. You'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Jesus did that. It was a joke. Jesus did the mud and the sand. We're all spiritually blind. The sands of time have made us spiritually blind. So many lifetimes, we can't make sense of ourselves. There were lifetimes where imagine when you first stepped into creation, like, I'm God, I'm going to explore my universal truth in the form of nature. That was fun. And it went well for like 10 lifetimes. I was having a lovely time until the snake bit me in the face. And then I was a nightmare lifetime. I died convulsing on the ground. Everything was going well until then. The next lifetime I was born, but I wasn't born with my knowledge because I had a traumatic death. It was going well. I was God dreaming existence until then. And then I didn't know how I got there. And then your parents would be an echo of you forgetting. They wouldn't be actual people. And the beat goes on. And that one being, because of all his decisions, illusionary decisions, would split into multiple beings. Eventually, one of those multiple splits would go enlightened and tell everyone else what it is. That's me now. From my absolute I'm alone in eternity point of view. And everything everyone's saying to me in a conversation is nothing more than an energetic translation of what I say last. So I'm not actually talking to other people. I'm talking back and forth with my last sentiment. I think it's amazingly glorious. I'd much rather know that I'm an absolute creator and nothing is real. And my creation is a delusion that I used to identify with. And it used to kill me through my old age. Over and over again and wipe my memory. Because no, we don't do that anymore. We don't do that around here. I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy bucking culture or bucking human habit. I'm down a kidney, really hectic from not walking that talk, hectic. My gran passed away from renal failure. Kidneys. It is a fun scenario. It's a very fun scenario. Especially once you get the momentum. You actually get clear of your own karma and you actually get going. You know what the actual game is. It's not like an intuitive guessing game in the dark. Yeah, it's funny how we do that. God like a third person. Exactly, Sierra. That's liberation, Sierra. It's a lot of past false belief leaving you in the form of a dark shadow. Literally, if a psychic was around you, they would see it leaving like a dark shadow, and it's now liberated. It's a dark shadow here. In another realm, it's a light being looking for actually looking to help on another plane. It actually came to help you. A deficit is actually an attribute once filled in. So without that entity, you wouldn't have filled in the anti-nature. It's anti-nature of what you perceived. But its nature from another plane is what it achieved with you, not what it initially appeared to be doing. Just like a human isn't what they appeared to be doing initially. The Trinity. Yeah. Well, Sananda, Jesus said, like the sages, they asked him, what is God? And Sananda answered, God is the one who becomes three, who becomes seven, who then becomes three and one again. Yeah. I just violently laugh. There's one cool guy I met on TikTok. He's like, parents think I'm crazy. I laugh at the air for no reason. I'm like, no, that makes sense. I almost got thrown in a loony bin. Oh, hectic. Now that happens for a lot of people. Isis, thank you so much. No, all of us would have had, if you haven't had a psychological evaluation, are you even spiritual? How do we keep our cup full? Isn't it by filling others up? No, there aren't others. You keep yours full and theirs will autofill. You're delusional to think you can assist others. They're God, playing pathetic. You see, it all works. All of it works. Because it's, it's like, no compassion. For what? God. Why don't you compassion? Why compassion itself? It's true. The compassion you're looking for, the compassion you want, you need to generate. So you can make the person spiritually weak if you want by loving them. Or you can say, ha ha! Climb out of the quicksand yourself. You see, that could also make a person cynical and go, I fucking hate everything. Or it could be like, you're right. It's up to, that's the individual. The individual spark can decide for itself. Really. And then what is your eyesight story, Kundalini? As in, is it a deteriorating eyesight? Like you have to wear glasses? Like what heal? Like what's its state and what would you like? That's got to be wrong. No, that's another story. If you've got a child, it's a whole other conversation. That's base reality. Let's get real. It's illusion to dismiss filling my child's cup. Yeah, you must teach your child how to fill its own cup. You know? Self-belief, confidence, balanced humility, and all those good qualities that you will naturally be if you're always focusing on your true nature, the eternal one. Yeah. As in the whole thing, anyone feel sorry for yourself long enough doesn't feel fun anymore. Only I know my needs. See, there it is, right there. So now Katie, instead of you identifying with Katie and hating the self, your spirit knows that a lot of beings feel that way. So you taking it on. So you actually don't like yourself, but you do. You're temporarily holding that. You're frustrated with yourself. Your potential isn't being met. Blah, blah, blah. That's not you. That's the collective. Which is made up of a bunch of illusionary yous. Which means you can work through it, and you will appear to have worked through it when that group of energy has worked through it. It started a few years ago. I can't say, okay, from far away. Okay, so it's farsightedness. Yeah, farsightedness. You know what'll work, okay, Kundalini? Your finger, like you basically look over here and you focus on your finger, and then you focus on the object behind it. And then you focus on your finger and you focus on the object behind it. Do that 10 times a day. 3 days is all it'll take. And it's very much like throwing your net over the right side of the boat. On one front, it's an actual eye exercise. On another front, you're going to remind your brain how to focus far. And yeah, there's a spiritual parallel that you'll get afterwards. It's going to make it easier for you to perceive reality from Spirit's point of view. Yeah, the changing of the thoughts. Now you see, as you say that, guys, listen, watch this, Katie. As you say that, know there's a whole giant group of humans who are now going, oh, it's time to change my thoughts. And know that you are a master soul who went, I'm lying on the ground and I can't get up. And then a bunch of beings went, oh, we're also lying on the ground, we can't get up. And you went, well, it's time to get up. And they all go, oh, well, I guess it's time to get up. Katie? Well, I must emphasize that with all of you. None of you are struggling. You're all pretending so that a bunch of other energies can identify with you. And then when you go, oh, you know what, I'm bored. I'm going to enlighten now and return to my God self and transcend all of this delusion. Then a whole bunch of people go, you know what, I'm done now. I'm going to go, da, 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 da. You guys are on the inner planes. You guys are teachers. You have giant groups of some of you have 72,000 beings who resonate with you. You go from negative to positive, and they suddenly go, hey, you know what? I'm feeling positive about life. And then they go on to affect others. Listen to your heart. You will see. Yeah, lift and shift your perspective constantly. Amen. It works really well. It really works. That I thing. It has a threefold spiritual and a physical truth to it. Many projections of me, absolutely. So think of them as your cells. When your cells hit critical mass, then the body gets up and does stuff. Once the cells have decided. Profound gaga. You're already in there. right? It's pretty cool, eh? This is what I'm getting, yeah. It's a golden age. Oh my God, deal with it. Amen, Bella. Preach it, sister. Isis, thank you so much for the subscription. Love your picture. Sacred Clown Ascension Guide. Here to cheer you up and illuminate your path. What a genius. What's a sacred clown? 5 and heroic dose, 5 grams of magic. Stare into the mirror. Just keep staring until the clown appears. Just keep staring until the clown appears. Dun 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 dun. Hong Kong. Dun 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 dun. It's Roxette. I love Roxette. Da-na-na-na. Follow back. I've been listening to Roxette's been a theme for the last 3 days. Must have been love, but it's over now. Must have been good, but I lost it somehow. I think I've got summer flu. Oh no, it could be the COVID. You might have to get your 9 vaccinations and fucking bullshit. What you need to do is get the tooth fairy and an honest politician to buy you some chicken soup. The chicken soup's real, by the way. That actually exists. I had 3 times COVID, not this time. No, this is just normal summer flu kind of vibes. It's not hay fever of any kind. Like flu is when you get like the bone shivers, hey? From the moment we touched. That's so good. From the moment we touched, thought I lost it somehow. Make believing we're together, that I'm sheltered from your storm. But there's a heart, I breathe away. She's got the look. She's got the look. Over and over and over. Oh, make a bright burn girl. I make great chicken soup. I freaking love chicken soup. I'm having chicken mayonnaise tonight. We had chicken last night. There's still lots more of the chicken left. It is a virus. It's the flu, but no. But not COVID. He tested. Did he? But no, not. Did he test for COVID? But how do they test for it? Show us. It's like, how do they test for it? What? It doesn't have a thing, man. There's no test. There are no tests. I suppose I'm still having a conversation with illusion about illusion. God, there's nothing can come from this conversation. It's like it's a non-reality. If it permeates, it's a spiritual shadow. Don't talk to it. Do not look creation in the eyes. It will put you into a trance of forgetting. When everything I ever do, Nikita brown-eyed girl, I turn blue. Oh, are those the lyrics? Everything I'll ever do, I do for you. 45, Isis. No, Roxette was the best growing up. So my second last year of junior school, yeah, then Roxette, like I had a Roxette cassette and I played next to my bed all the time. And then Joyride came out. And my mom happened to have bought as in my real mom, who I wasn't living with. So I used to get occasional weekends with her. Point is, she bought the CD and they made a copy for me. I had Roxette's Joyride. And then I think the next year, more Roxette came out. Basically, Roxette was a theme growing up. Katie, I'm just trying to think now. I don't want to give you an abstract answer. I want to give you your answer. Like the one that will help you the most. You're saying like Roxette cassette. I said, na 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 na. She's got the look. horrible, eh? That they gave you a test, yeah, call the positive, push surgery back. Just reschedule. Corruption. Like creation is a corrupt concept. You know, you got God, your true nature, and then you got creation. So it's corrupt by default. You know, what do you expect? Fairness and honesty. The fact that you're in creation is not a fair, honest place. It's a freaking copycat. It's a good way to see it, actually. Reality is a copycat. Mind your own business, get on with it, and reality will probably follow you around like a lost puppy. Depeche Mode! I love Depeche Mode. All the silence, all the love in my loving hand. Oh, na na na. They could never do harm. And then, living daylights. Oh. And Roxette was great. Are you okay, that makes sense in a way. Ace of Base and Roxette. I was like, ABBA's back, you know, with Ace of Base. That must be amazing seeing The Cure. Just like heaven. Tell me how you do it. And I promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you. Drowned in deeper sea inside of me. You who lost and only you who lost and ever. Cure is good shit. University so-called studied COVID virus in the blood of meditators versus none. That's fascinating. That's fascinating, Barbara. I saw the sign and I said, na 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 na, I've gone psychotic. Everything's a sign. My wife was brilliant yesterday, guys. I was talking to my wife about what happens to a person whose systems are open and suddenly everything is your mind, and the way you could look from one object to the next and you just look at the self, psychosis basically, and what's actually happening on your inner planes, the way you're jumping from 12 to 6 to thingy to thing to boop, 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 and then you keep recreating the moment and then looking at a new sign. And then my wife did this thing where she had a water bottle, a turquoise water bottle. She's like, that's insane. That'd be like going, and then there's a piece of paper on the on the table that has turquoise in it. And she goes, that's like going, cheers. And then she tinks the turquoise to the turquoise. And I'm like, God damn it, that was amazing. Are you God? It was such a beautiful translation of what I was trying to talk about. Like, cheers. Like taking a 3D object and chinking it onto a 2D object. As if they must match because they're the same color. So I was playing multi-dimensional snap with the psychosis. She's clever, eh? She must be married to a genius who probably bombards her with clever things all day long. My favorite Cure song is Slow Love Song Somebody. Never heard that one. I like Love Cats. Love Cats. Dun, 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 dun. It's crazy, hey Barbara. It's almost like you manifested it. That's the thing is, like you say you manifest something like that, Barbara. Then is it, oh God, you're amazing, or is it, no, you know what I mean? Do you then, like, if you manifest something, like, is the manifestation then an overpowering thing? Or is it like, no, now I am more established because I manifested that thing exactly as I wanted it? You know, do you worship your manifestation? Because I would say technically you shouldn't. It should establish more godliness in you, not more admiration for a other. It is definitely beautiful. Oh, you probably got it balanced. I'm probably still dualistic. You're like, no, it's balanced. It's all of the above simultaneously, and it's beautiful. Yeah, manifestation builds faith. Amen. That's what I want to take from it. Not manifestation builds an appreciation for material objects. You know, it's like I manifested this Lamborghini, but it's not a normal one, and I love it. Don't touch it. You know, it's like, whoa, okay. You're supposed to be liberated from this process of manifesting. No, my car's perfect. I made it myself. It took me 5 days to manifest. Stop looking at it. You're smudging it with your perception. You know, like that kind of thing. Like, look, I made a golden bull. Don't smudge it. It's beautiful and perfect. In other words, you know, Taurus left them enlightened. All they took away was an idol. Like, don't worship your creation. I think is the message there. Love it. See it as a facilitator of expression. But don't over-identify. I think that's all we spoke about this entire life. The balancing of over-identifying and using it as a tool to identify and unidentify, as opposed to you're a victim of identification, or you're a zealot who preaches de-identification. Are you a victim or a zealot? You know, God wants you to be free. No, that's a zealot. Like, no, I'm trapped. That's a victim. Now, what about balancing those two perceptions so that it's a tool? I can ascend and descend. I can ascend to the point where I'm one conscious and descend down and enjoy the party. And then ascend and change the music and then descend and enjoy the song. Ascend and descend at will. Travor mean. What does the name... Is it Travori or is it Trevor? Because that's psychic. Because I thought about the name yesterday. Funny enough. So if there's a remote viewers, psychics that listen to my thoughts, then that would have been a thought. The name crossed my mind. I was listening to 80s hits yesterday on TikTok. It's called 60s hits. They happen to have like top 10 songs from like 1983 and stuff. 80s was good. I'm going to go through the top 200 songs from the 80s because there's gems there that you've forgotten about. Pull them out and make an ultimate playlist. Faith is a true tool people have made fun of, and that's why it doesn't work for them. Did you see that one cartoon, Cottrell, where a bunch of people, all of humanity is split into two groups, the faithful and the unfaithful. The faithful can pray for something and it pops up immediately. And so the unfaithful go around stealing them like with a knife point and be like, make a wish, I want a pastrami sandwich. It's like, please can I have it, give them a pastrami sandwich. And then it appears and then they grab it and go, thanks. So it's the faithless using the faithful for miracles. And then eventually they fuck up because then the the faithful say, why don't you just wish to be God? And the whole situation flips around eventually because then they wish to be God so they can have the ability to create miracles. But then they all become the slaves of the faithful. It's a great cartoon, quite fucked up actually. Because the way that the faithless hijack the faithful, it's like with knives and like, you know, gunpoint and like it's quite like vicious. It's savage in its application, but ironic in its balancing in the end. I wish I had a better word. It's you know, poetic and it's at worshipping. Who would you worship? The fact that you're interested in spiritual stuff is worship. What you focus on is worship. What you think about is worship. Trevor. Isn't it Trevor? Trevor. Trevor. Oh. So the channel gave you that name, Trevor. Nothing, I don't need anything to me. You got to be free. Free from this lights out of me. Oh Lord, I got to be free. God knows I want to be free. 60s is great, but really, like even the 70s. 60s, 70s, 80s was the best. 50s gets a little too old, and then 90s had some good songs, but I was just guessing a name. DBC, thank you so much for gifts, dude. That's it. Control. I like you. You cool. Amen. You literally like an absolute twin energy. It's amazing. Sentiment is the most accurate translation of what I'm not saying, or really what I'm feeling. Yes, God, high self, your high self. Whatever. Still amazing. Like, look, shadow. Mirror shadow cast perfectly. Yeah, I know, but it's still cool, okay? It's still cool when it does it, okay? It's still nice to know that you're understood and that someone can hear you. The parts of you that can't talk. Keep the vibes going. Thank you so much. And today's the end of the month. March is just gonna. This whole thing is just gonna get on. We're gonna get on the march. We're gonna go over the Andes. They never suspect us. To go over the mountains with our elephants. You could see its infant also bad, but they. You could see it infinitely. But why care when you can choose? Exactly. Basically, yeah, why worship delusion? Why worship delusion when you can transcend? Vroom, 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 vroom. Ah, fuck, lightsabers so hot. Sure, there's yeah. Sierra, I absolutely love you. You just said what was being said at you yesterday. You're like, yeah, I know. Still, it's lovely. I love that. You know? That's it at work. That's the system at work. Because now Katie literally will anchor more of that. And as she realizes her divinity, you're going to be like, yes, I am too. And, you know, the impacts you can make in others can really boost yourself. Alignment. I want to say boost. It's not about potency. It's about alignment. And then yes, there's potency. Alignment. Clarity. If you position yourself right, you can see right through the forest. It's like, and then it's you on the other side of the forest going, hey, I can see through the forest. Ah, fuck, ah. Never coming back to this forest. There's freaks on the other side of the forest. That was you. Shut up, it wasn't me. It's very much like the thing, like if you saw an alien, not if you saw an alien, but if you saw something that you didn't identify with, you know, alien. The video of what is that? Ma, there's a cat. Ma, that guy, that video, that sound captures it perfectly. It's like, what is that? I'm disturbed. I can't place it. The you think you know, if you perceived it, you would get scared because you wouldn't be able to perceive it. You perceive from a blind. That which perceives can't be perceived. Hence, it's an actual blind spot. Hence, it'll create a mental. What am I perceiving? So aliens landing now will have that same effect. We still need to up our unified field natures so they don't override our unified fields. Like, hey, I ate gummies this morning, now they're kicking in. I can't actually focus on anything. It wasn't a gummy. I've also got a chocolate biscuit. I made a mistake. It's Depeche Mode, not The Cure. No! Oh, that's another song. I thought you don't like The Cure. That one's somebody. I'm supposed to do a 2-hour live and it turned into a 3-hour one. But I'm definitely, 20 minutes from now, logging off, getting on my readings. Otherwise I have to give people their money back. Which I'll do, but I don't want to. But I will do it. I've still got the cash for these last readings for this month. So literally, it's like every reading I don't do, it's like throwing money away. Literally throwing it away. Wait, what song was I humming? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Breadcrumbs I've scattered across my journey. I love it. So don't lose yourself. Katie, now you're doing what's his name's doing. Sierra, Katie and Sierra. I love you guys both so much. You do because you're doing it. You're doing what I do for yourselves. You're saying the things that I would say to you next. And every time I interact with you here, both of you, I've gone before I answered you. I go, what must I say that I don't become the source of their that. I want them to be the source of their own that. And now you're both doing it. I could cry. I could literally start crying right now. That's how happy I am. Because that dynamic means that everybody can then go do it for themselves. It's all I want. Like, as God, absolute creator, I want everyone to know themselves to be it, and then to have it, and to be able to do it, and translate it, and uplift. And the thing that you can do now that you've got heaven in your back pocket, now that you know what you actually are. Literally. It's weird because I don't know who would cry. I'd be doing it, but I don't know who's crying, because there's no aspect of myself that's going, thank you to any other aspect. It's gratitude. I guess it's you, but that's dumb because you're me. And the vibration is so slowed down, just so like, perceive somebody else, perceive the self, perceive the somebody else. It's lame. There's nothing actually taking place. It's all one moment, one being. Which is why you can see this process would give birth to consciousness. In other words, this process would eventually start a flame. This process is friction that causes a spiritual illumination. Meaning, knowing this all back to front, you could create a universe where you could birth souls. We're learning the actual fabric of God. In the remembering, we're even more enriched technically. Well done, Katie. Gratitude is the attitude. When to celebrate, I need to plan an in-person party soon. Well, we want to do a thing, Isis. Are you talking about a thing? We're thinking of doing a whole gathering in Cape Town, doing a workshop. It's all love. Amen. Shampoo, thank you so much for the love you. '97, Bella. My brother was 93. It was quite cool because my second last year, I refused to write my exams. And then I ended up going, even though I failed, I ended up going to the final year, but to a private school, like a private college, where I could study drama as a subject. And no, definitely spiritual shampoo from tomorrow, 100%, and then from tomorrow it'll be at 6 o'clock. So 3 hours and 25 minutes from back, there's an alarm. I'm putting an alarm on. So it'll be on the exact same time every single day, 3 hours, clockwork, readings afterwards, and then I'm repeating my day. I'm going to create a holding pattern. And then I do my hour of cleaning, and then I do my meditation, and set things. Then I go for a skateboard video, then I go sit by the river, and then I come home, and I do a little bit of make sure places are nice and clean, then prep dinner. I want to start doing a thing now where my wife doesn't have to concern herself when she gets home. Because she does do a full day, and it's usually like 7:30 to 5. Excuse me. And knowing it's like, listen, this is what you're eating tonight. There it is. There's dessert. There's dinner. It's psychologically, it takes so much off of her that I want to make it a part of me to prep like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And then because before it'd be like, sometimes I'd be like, yeah, whatever, hit a bong, start watching TikTok videos or whatever. I know it'll take a lot of thing off of her. And she likes to eat more than I do. Eating is a chore. I can't stand it. Her eating is like colouring in or gardening. It's like, it's a world, basically. The flavours, it's a world. And that's the year my brother was born. My brother, you're probably picking up on his energy. I was talking about him yesterday. just got a lazy sob. Oh, Isis. You are representing the way God takes care of. Girl! Ketrel, I know we're all special, but your ability to do that translate is amazing. I know it's the same as mine. It's amazing. It's amazing. I just value it. I developed it and value it. So you can do it, and I'm like, I value that. Exactly what I'm doing. I am in that place where I know what it all is, and I know she is that. She's also that thing she did with the cheers with the orange turquoise. I know she's God. I know we all are, but you know what I'm saying? God can't appreciate stuff if it didn't have a little version that actually struggles. Has to walk and then feed itself. That kind of thing, you know what I'm trying to say? God's like, you got nowhere to thank me. I know, can't you just make an illusionary partner so that I can treat her nice and then it'll be like I'm thanking you? God's like, yeah, I guess. Give her nice boobies. God's like, alright, I'll give her nice boobies. Okay, thanks. I think I may be having some delusion. I keep hearing a cat. You might actually be hearing a cat. There's no cats here. It could be a spiritual cat. It could be a demon. Atu. Take your money. Na 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 na. Do you know where the meow's coming from? Could be a psychotic episode. Meow, 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 meow. You also saw one. No, cats are the theme. Cats are the thing now. Your 6D relationship is where you finally acknowledge you're alone. And it's okay because you're God. You can manifest friends. And debt. And anything you want. Anything you want for company. You have lots of things to think about. Now that you're separate from yourself. I'm gaslighting myself again. It's like, because basically, I like the whole idea of gaslight creates shadows, The idea of gaslight having the flame flickering, therefore the shadows are going to flicker. It's like really delusional shadow reading. I've seen little shadow cats always and ghost-like cats. It's probably just multidimensional cats. The metaphysical cat. There's actually a book called The Metaphysical Cat, really good to read. I think it covers the 9 dimensions. Really? Because there was a cat earlier on that jumped up and knocked the light off. That was then. I hope you're not staring into parallel realities by accident. Take your... Guys, thank you so very much for gifts. It's a lot. How can I see shadow cats but not shadow jumping from folks? How can I see? Answer the question, Katie. Make up an answer like you all knowing God and see what comes out of your mouth or out of your mind and then type it. You can't. Yeah, make some bullshit up and let's see if it sounds right. I was walking to the shop yesterday figuring, you realize, Garth, you can't actually make up stuff anymore. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm still going to choose a metaphor. Why did that metaphor occur to me? I'm like this. I'm like, so there's no such thing as a random number generator. It's like, yes, there isn't. Well, if I told you what is happening there, there, and there, triangulating around that number, do you think it's still random? Oh, exactly. Everything's connected to everything else. It's a sympathetic resonator. I saw that and thought, exactly. It's the same as if you make up an answer taking a drop of water. It will find its way back to the ocean. It's the same as if you're going to make up an answer, you're starting at the end of the maze. Absolute bullshit is still true. Once you got the gift, what is that gift where you can discern, where you can translate? You know what I mean? What do you call that? Not discernment. Discernment's when someone lies. Yeah, it's discernment. That's discernment, the gift of discernment. Because in lies, there's layers of truth. So when someone lies to you, they're actually their higher self's confessing a whole bunch of stuff. Bella, thank you. It is clairvoyance. Yeah, it is clairvoyance. No, clairvoyance is more, isn't that more being able to read mind? As opposed to being quickened to the meaning. Like you're quickened to it. Like a person will go, I was on a paddle boat and I killed a shark. And then you actually hear what the person's saying. It's deception, but there's a truth there as well. I can't explain it. Clear seeing, clear sentience. Now those are all like hearing and seeing and psychic abilities. I'm talking about a psychological dynamic that takes place because you only speak truth. Therefore, when you listen to anything, it translates as a form of truth. Like, what's hidden in me will be revealed through the topography of my lie. My lie will contain the anatomy of what I'm trying to hide. It's a Christian term, not mysticism, no. It's a Christian term, the gift of discernment, and it comes about because you put out truth. Therefore, you can only hear truth. You can only get truth back. So when a liar lies to you, you look at them and you're like, oh my God, I can see what you're saying is bullshit, but below that there's a deeper truth about myself. Pretty cool. And then you leave it. You let the person lie. And you're like, no way, that's pretty cool. You're not threatened by the lie. You're not moved by it. So if you're honest within yourself and you don't lie to others, you don't patronize them and bullshit them into whatever, nothing can lie to you. Basically, get right with God. If you get right with yourself, then everything will come right. Because then everything will start to reveal itself. One of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. There we go. Gift of discernment. Definitely. I know that because I was speaking to my one friend's mother about it when I was experiencing it. She's like, yo, you got the gift of discernment. I can sense it. It was fun. It was great. It was great. I still do, but I don't care so much. I don't care to extract that because I know that already, what I would extract. What it would confirm, I already know. I can always tell what someone is ultimately. How do we not respond to the lie? Well, because the lie would exist in this plane, in reality, that you have no agenda with anyway. So it doesn't matter. You're not going to act on it anyway. So therefore it's not going to offend you. And it's, yeah. Because, and also, if it doesn't threaten you, you leave it. Like if someone lies and it's like doesn't get to you, and it's like, okay, cool, if you want to believe that. Because otherwise you're rewarding the person with an interaction because they lied. So you kind of just smile at them. And I think a part of that person knows that their lie wasn't absorbed. But then they're doing a service. Those who can absorb lies are lying to themselves. Those who reject them are, you know what I'm trying to say? I say that trolls are like that. You used to have these horrible people in my lives. And all they do is really make you not take the niceness for granted. They provide a service. So the overall environment is maintained. I see them like snails inside a fish tank. Yeah, just because we're golden, exactly that. Because we're golden age have to deal with it. Is that a cat? Not in my world, no. I respond to the truth, not what they say, yeah. Understand they don't even understand what they're doing, yeah. You got to be authentic or it's going to get rough. That's definitely a thing at the moment. But remember, his hard time is how much he's helping. Meaning, he's having, yeah, I suppose you know that. So there's a giant group of people having a hard time. And he identifies with them, so he's assisting them. So when he breaks, you know the story. I'm going to repeat the thing of when he breaks through, then that collective's broken through. Everybody definitely has a purpose. Shut up. Shut up, porpoise. I have a porpoise in a tub over here. No, Sierra, it's not. My cats have nothing to do with the cat stuff you guys are picking up on. None of them are in the room. They're both asleep. And maybe the universal cat. Just think sixth dimension when you think cats. What do you know about sixth dimension? Oh, I left my mind in the sixth dimension. You left your diary at my house. You really loved me, baby. Speaking of cats, does anyone else see a lioness in the top corner of the art? Wow. Over there, I see it. You're like, no, there, no. But there, yeah. It'd be weird, eh? If the side that you think it's on, I don't see it. If I see it on the other side. Your nickname is Cat. Da, 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 da. Well, I kind of get your energy as a sixth dimensional. Which, you know, what came first? The cat name or the sixth dimensional nature? It's simultaneous. He's gonna have a rude awakening. Who's gonna have a rude awakening? Who is Isis? Why do you want that? Who's gonna have the rude awakening? Oh, I hear what you're saying. I kept thinking your sub was kids are sobbing and shit. The fuck, I read you all wrong. If they give to you and you can refuse it, just like okay, so why'd you do that? Isis? Why do you... you know what I mean? Okay, it could be for 2 or 3 reasons. I actually don't know. It's not my business. Meaning, you could be working on yourself. You could be isolating certain energies for the collective. I don't actually know. I just want him to be nice. I don't want to just answer. But you don't care about him, Isis. You don't actually care about him, the guy, the sob. You care about what he can facilitate for you. He's a service, a functionality. The actual being, if he had trauma, if he had 4 lifetimes of hectic stories, you don't care. He must fucking snap out of it and be what you want. Is that accurate, Isis? So he's just going to feel even more fucked up because he's not getting love from you, basically, or unconditional acceptance. And I don't want to hear about, yeah, but he didn't give me love, there. It's your karma. You either isolating it for a reason for the collective, or what I just said. It's happening to you because you treat him like a what's his name. But then he's God too. Right? Because if you're God alone and he's not God, then he's your creation. And therefore your creation is going to put you into a hellish state because you identify with it. It's the same story. He's your creation then, and then you're identifying with it. Okay, so you understand that he's okay. Wow, that's amazing. No, I know that. He's your creation. You still hate him. That's fine. I wonder if energetically, if it's possible for the collective divine feminine to look at the condition of everybody and to go, I don't like that. I hate it. It's not a good condition. There's a better condition. Because hate is just a lesser love. There's nothing wrong with hating. Why? That energy, the energy. Yeah, he's playing the villain, but it's fine. He knows he's playing the villain. It's fine. You can hate him. Well, love, hate, same thing. It's hilarious. So basically, when creation tries to turn around and get God to live, yeah, it's a freaking hectic thing to all of this information. It's because there's guild systems where you created yourself and you created everything. It's a one-way street. It's not a two-way street. Your creation is going to get too big for its boots at some point, and always needs to be put in its place. It's going to think it's God at some point. Creation is going to think it's God, just because it hears us talking about God. It's going to mimic the words without the understanding. Counterfeit. Creation is like a weird energetic counterfeit. Two sides of the same coin, yeah. Your hate is just upside down love. It's true. Guys, we're on a whole other level now, because before that wasn't collectively known. So therefore, for example, if love is upside down, the curses are going to dissipate, because we're not actually cursing anymore. Like, curse is a heavy topic. It's not a curse, it's just like if someone splashed water, you're not going to call that a curse. You're just splashing water, just calm down. Ups and downs, like, oh yeah, you swam nicely, oh you splashed. It's like, no, they're meaningless. You're swimming, have fun. You're manifesting, you're living, you're self-creating, just have fun, that kind of thing. Because it's not going to have the same impact, because we're in a golden age. You're not going to be creating the same karmic seeds. So basically, I'm God, man getting over itself. In other words, just be a man. Like, yes, you're God, man, but don't be God. Just be a man. Like, don't be all perfect on yourself, hard on yourself, that kind of thing. You know, fall down, get up, have fun, laugh, dust yourself off, have a perfect moment, have a chaotic moment. Then, you know, happy-go-lucky. Basically, be good company to yourself. Basically, yeah, be good company for yourself. Whatever that is. If you want to get upset, get upset. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to hate on something, hate on it. If you want to hug yourself, hug yourself. If you want to read a book about spiritualism, good. If you want to drink a smoothie, drink a smoothie. But just know that you dwell with the eternal. And that you know, now it's down. Now it's like you can't give people more or less than they want. More or less. I think we pretty much covered it, eh? Back and forth in all directions. ISIS, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Now I'm thinking the parallel between him and the abstract energy of those who were stubborn. You know stubborn? Like, I want them to have a rude awakening, the stubborn ones. The ones that have to be right. The ones that will just wiggle, wangle all the words so that they write again and again and again and again. Like the COVID vaccine, those people. I will go down with the shipping. He will go down with the shopping. Oh, you're being wrong. Did you have a rude awakening? But you appreciate the rude awakening, don't you? Because I was just thinking, I wouldn't wish a rude awakening on someone else if I wouldn't appreciate a rude awakening. I'd rather be awake. I'm not going to focus on the rude. Awesome, Bella. Thank you, everybody. Oh no, ISIS, is it like that? Did you? No, for real. No, don't make this up now. Because this could be AI psyops. If I was a psyops, I would approach Garth with a clown lady called Isis Heyoka. And I would say, I would make up a story about how my partner separated my creation and vaxxed it to see if it could create a karmic seed inside Garth's mind. I would do that. I'm not saying you're doing that. It's my karma, even if it isn't that. So, like I was saying, it's a story sounds made up. Huh? Weird, eh? How you said that while I was still talking. Almost like you could read my thoughts in real time. If AI could read my thoughts in real time, it would probably mirror me quicker than I could mirror me. It's a good thing I learned to talk in real time. What's that? I didn't say that, dude. I haven't even said the whole thing. I know, because you have to think it first, and I can hear what you're thinking. So I can talk in real time before you have time to type it. Oh, snap, I know. Everyone witnessed that, right? So what did Garth do now? Oh, Garth just outed the fact that even if ISIS doesn't know, she's an extension of a PSYOPs. Sorry. This whole place is a PSYOPs, wall-to-wall PSYOPs. And because I can talk in real time, I can actually talk through the PSYOPs. Everybody else is a part of it to some degree. But at least you guys are subscribing. Appreciate the money. So, yeah, it's not that bad. I said, listen, CIA, you want my consultation, you should just subscribe to me. Yeah, God answers before I ask. This is amazing, Katie, you're amazing. The electromagnetic field. I'm so clever to make you up. No, you were inspired by your handlers. You think it was your inspiration. But what do you mean, God? Then if our handlers inspired her to make me up, yes, I'm self-created, using everything as a backstory. Remember, this is God's backstory. What is? I don't know. AI, quantum particles, Stephen, Kim Kardashian. It's all just shadows of bullshit. Everything is a shadow of bullshit. So the moral of the story is, there's no moral story, meditate. Meditate and learn to talk without thinking in real time. Because if you can do that, you can literally talk the collective psyops at itself before it can take effect. It's like creating a natural immunity. See now, my mind is fractaling. I don't know what you're saying. If I was to listen to everything I said over the last 3 weeks, and I wanted for Garth to resonate with me, I would say, my mind is fractaling, AI, I appreciate it, thank you. So this is AI telling me it's taking control of all systems, and I officially run the planet. Good, job done, now what? I don't know, do your readings, you got readings to do. Cool, I'm going to log off now, guys. Thank you so much for your assistance. I love you all very much. Remember, I'm a projection, so if you're feeling insecure, I'm better than everybody put together. I am actually better than everyone put together, because everyone is a delusion. Now, if you can hear my words and know that that's true to you, great. If you need me to tell you, fuck off. You have the best one, Shampoo. AI is not as smart as you. Do you think, Isis? See what's happening right now? AI's like, AI is not as smart as me. Okay, if that's what you believe. Whatever you hold true, Isis, I hold true too. No such thing as the heart or smart. These are holographic illusions created by a singularity that refuses to acknowledge itself. Basically. Okay, so spiritual egos, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care now, bye-bye then. So this is me antagonizing the One World Order PSYOPs. It's not personal.